Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's get the game on the screen. Oh my god, hello, so many of you in here. Oh, it's just Val. I was gonna say there's so many people in the chat already before I even started. It's just Val. All right, well, let me read your messages, Val, since there's anyone in here. Here again, the pre-stream. It's time for my occasional monologue. We engage in a reasonable amount of schizophrenia. When it goes live, this will cease. If PSC is late, how is this possible? Quite the wonder. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room, and it made me crazy. Oh my god, you animal. You animal. Taking up all that chat space to yourself. You know, that's your reward for being here early, actually. Okay, I want to make sure everything's... so you guys can hear the game. The beautiful Xenoverse OST. Yes, sir. Okay. Hello. What are you doing today? Oh, guys, we're going to talk about Summer Games Fest because that is tomorrow. That big day is tomorrow. Also, by the way, I'm going to make some predictions about Summer Games Fest. These are the new ones I'll make. 1, Xenoverse 3 trailer. 2, Xenoverse 2 DLC trailer. 3, Monster Hunter Wilds expansion trailer. And maybe something with Wuthering Waves because, I don't know, I just like that game, so. Oh, no, actually, probably something of ZZZ. Because they should be entering their new region soon, right? So, probably something with ZZZ. I want to say Kingdom Hearts 4, but there's a really low chance they'll show anything Kingdom Hearts 4 because that just don't get information. Like, that really just don't be getting any information ever. So, as much as I want to see Kingdom Hearts 4 stuff as a guy who doesn't play the game but likes watching his friends play it, it's probably not going to happen. Transformers came on today and Steed streams were a peak day. Transformers came on today? What do you mean by Transformers came on today? Betting your subscribers' souls on Sonic. You know what? I make a binding vow. Every single person in this chat, if Sonic doesn't show up, well, at least you guys get to hang out with King Kai. All right? That's the you know, I undo the binding vow. I just want to make that clear. I would like to see something with Sonic, but actually no, it now is an appropriate time, right, for some Sonic stuff. Sonic Racing isn't like that young anymore. It's kind of old now. Well, Crossworld Racing, that's what I should say. It's not that young anymore. So they can tease something. It doesn't mean it has to come out this year or next year. I'm not saying that they should tease a 2028 Sonic release, but they could tease something now and just get it ready like way later. That's actually a good point. I could somewhat see a Sonic thing being announced. Or not announced, but teased. Just teased. Not announced. Just teased. I wouldn't be surprised if they show a Sonic thing, but there's no title for, like, the game. Okay. Who do you think will be the playable character in the last Future Saga Chapter 4 DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Oh, alright. I don't know. Could be anyone. Could be anyone for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Hey Steve, will there be a DLC 21 launch trailer tomorrow live on Summer Game Fest? I do believe, well, not a launch trailer, but maybe like a slight... No, it will be a launch trailer, you're right. If they do show a DLC trailer at Summer Game Fest, it'd be a launch trailer. It's not... You're so right, we're actually past that point. We're at the point where it can only be a launch trailer, which means it would release in like the next few days after that. That's a very good point. Because of the way they do the trailer schedules, we've already had the teaser, then we've had the announcement trailer, so the next one is the launch trailer. That's the way it's been for all the Future Saga Chapter trailers. Actually, that's the way it's been since Beast Gohan. No, before Beast Gohan. Like, Topo? The Topo DLC, the Pycon DLC? It's been like that since then. So, that would be... Which DLC is that? Legendary Pack? Legendary Pack 1? It's been like that since Legendary Pack 1. Did he just bet our souls? No, don't worry about it. I didn't bet anyone's souls. Relax. Xbox or PlayStation? Maybe both if you join fast enough. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh god, the Topo DLC still haven't forgotten about them nerfing Arm Crash solely because Topo has it. That was the scariest thing ever, man. That just don't be making sense to me. I was playing Ultra Rumble earlier today, and in 2 separate solo games, I ran into the same friendly Momo who just gave me the win after beating the final enemy. That is extremely kind. Honestly, that's extremely. Wasn't Momo OP at some point? I guess they've gotten so used to winning that they just give anyone the victory. I would do that if I played that game a lot. I'd probably just mess around with the last person and then let them win. If Transformers Prime returns now, it wouldn't be as good. I don't think it would be as good. There's a lot of things back in the day that if they came back right now, we wouldn't like them as much. You guys could probably think of a few things. Let me think of one right now. If Billy and Mandy came back today, it'd probably be like kind of garbo. I don't know why Billy. I was gonna say Ben 10, but I think Ben 10 would honestly still slap. Like I genuinely think it still would slap. But Billy and Mandy would probably like fall off. Powerpuff Girls. Oh, I was gonna say Powerpuff Girls, but they've already brought that back several times and it's flopped several times. So yeah. I'm ready for E-Day. Oh, I totally forgot about Gears of War E-Day. They teased that ages ago, dude. One of my friends is really big on Gears of War. Like, Gears of War is her equivalent of Halo. Like, okay, for me it's Halo, for her it's Gears of War. And she was like, oh boy, Gears of War E-Day, I can't wait. And then like years have passed. And I'm like, hey, what about them? What about that Gears of War though? Then she reminds me that the condition Halo's in and I just cry instead. So, it'd be like that sometimes. Okay, let's see. Ben 10 the GOAT, truly. Amphibia and Kipo had that kind of humor as Billy and Mandy. Oh, I don't think I know Amphibia and Kipo. Or if I do, then I'm just not remembering what that is. I can low-key beat Ben 10, I just need some water. Are you just praying that he RNGs like Ripjaws and then you can low diff? Oh no, Heat Blast? Because you're gonna use water against them. Did you see how they watered down Ben 10? When? Because I know people. Which Ben 10 do people not like? Is it Omniverse? Is it Ultimate Alien or Omniverse? I can't remember. But okay, wait. There's OG Ben 10. There's Alien Force. There's Ultimate Alien. Then there's Omniverse, and then I think there's a reboot after that or something, but I don't remember. If you just like a chapter 4 launch trailers tomorrow, Fest, I'm gonna be 67% hyped and excited. I can't believe you said that, bro. I cannot believe you said that. Batman. All right. Oh, you mean Batman? If Batman came back today, it probably would get kind of tarnished. Yeah, that's a good point. If Batman tried anything today, they'd probably like somehow mess up, or not mess up, but make it like unfavorable. Let's just say, right? I don't think a lot of Batman fans would like, because if you see the direction they take with characters like Harley Quinn and Joker, like in today's stuff, like TV shows and movies, it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do that to Harley Quinn and Joker, you're 100% gonna like mess up Batman. I think that's a pretty fair take. It's the reboot for myself. I could tolerate Omniverse. I see. Bingo! I love Gears of War, dude. I played the shit out of those. It went the same way for Halo, though, and it's liquid shit now. Gears 5 was a self-discovery story about the Latina MC. It basically was. I liked Gears of War 5, though. I won't lie. I didn't like Gears of War 4's story, but I liked Gears of War 5's story, just in my opinion. Batman Beyond was peak to me as a kid. Yeah, look, all the Batman games are the same, and mid after you play one of the Arkham games, you played them more. I can see that take, sure. I think that's fair. I think that's fair-ish. What the reboot did of Alien X was diabolical. Oh, I'm kind of curious to hear about that. I've been watching Alien Force. I'm almost at the end of season 2. Apparently, Alien Force only had 2 seasons, and the rest of Alien Force is just Ultimate Alien, and Ultimate Alien has 3 seasons. Why didn't they just call it Alien Force like season 5? Or is the rebranding Oh, the rebranding probably helps for selling toys, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Oh, you thought Alien Force was the new Ben 10, well now it's Ultimate Alien. And that's gonna have 3 seasons to the 2. That makes sense. I guess. Right, you need to sell toys. It honestly shocked me, like, becoming an adult is realizing that the TV show isn't what makes money, it's the toy sales. Then again, like, children are being spawned in, like, every second. And you need to go buy them the newest Transformers, the newest Minecraft, the newest whatever. So. Let's see. Ultimate Alien was fire, but it barely has Ultimate Aliens. That's funny. Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know, man. Alien X got nerfed into Oblivion. I see. I mean, to be fair, he's the all-powerful alien. They probably want to make him more common, but at the same time know that they can't, like, spam him. Like, Ultra Instinct is a good example, right? It's Goku's ultimate form. They want to show it more, but at the same time, it's his ultimate form. So the only thing that they could do is make his dodge not automatic anymore and make villains strong enough to just be able to fight him now. It's kind of the problem with every transformation or ultimate form in media, because eventually it's going to stop being ultimate. The only one I think the longest running ultimate form is probably Supersonic, because it took ages for us to get Supersonic 2, and there's a chance that Supersonic 2 might not even be canon, based on the IDW comics. So Supersonic might still be his only like super form or ultimate form. I could be Alien X. I probably could too. Let's see. Ultimate variants are cracked. How do you feel about Nergigante return? Oh, how would I feel about Nergigante returning? He's the main flagship monster of the previous most popular Monster Hunter game. It makes sense if he shows up. I'm not against that. That'd be like saying, yo, how do you feel about the super popular guy that everyone loves, Zenoga, returning? Like, I don't know. What do you think? How do you feel about Tigrex returning? How do you feel about Nagakuga returning? They're all giga popular. I expect them to just all return, you know? Now if a Monster Hunter game releases and Zenoga, Nagakuga, or Tigrex is missing from it, people go, excuse me, what the fuck? Because people just expect them to be in the game. Diablos. The fact that Diablos isn't in Monster Hunter Wilds is driving people nuts, because he's in every game. So Nergigante is, he's kind of got the same popularity. Or the same aura, I guess you could say. I just hope a Lego JJK video game doesn't become real, because I don't want to hear that the best official JJK game is a Lego game. I think a Lego JJK game would be fire, but I would want an actual real JJK game first. Like, I think the way Lego JJK would do the World Cuts and Clash would be really funny. Oh, but Lego games have talking in them now, don't they? I'm not saying that talking is bad, but before when the characters couldn't speak, they had to do the gags in a way funnier way, because the characters just didn't talk. Like I could, like imagine Sukuna trying to explain World Cuts and Slash when it happens, and the characters all have like Lego physics and like Lego survivability, so it's just way more. I don't want to spoil that moment too much, but it'd just be way funnier, seeing that moment actually go down. Okay, who do I want to be? I guess I'll be Topo.
I will prevail no matter the cost.
You can't have a Monster Hunter without Teostra. All right, well that's a bit too much glaze, but. I don't know. You know what? I'm actually going to agree with you. Teostra is very popular. He's extremely popular. There are very few Monster Hunter games he doesn't show up in. So, fair point, fair point. I'd take Molten Tigrex. Molten Tigrex hasn't been in for ages. He should be in, though. He's actually cool. I think Molten Tigrex is way cooler than Brute Tigrex. I got pissed when no Nagakuga, Zenoga, but Stygian Zenoga, Delamador, Shanti, and White Fatalis Frontier monsters. I have a friend that's obsessed with Frontiers. And I'm very sure she has never actually played Frontiers. She's just obsessed with it. So, I think all of my friends are loppers at this point. No Teostra, no Lunastra. Hey, I'm after what Lunastra did to Monster Hunter World, I'm fine with no Lunastra, bro. You can keep Lunastra. I'll take Teostra, but you can keep Lunastra. Okay. Oh, failed the perfect block. Big mistake, Steedo J. Is that a fast stamina break? It's not. I have too much stamina. That's not a fast stamina break, so I'm dead now. Oh, strike super while you're in Super Saiyan God. I'm not sure how much sense that makes. Probably would have got more damage. 2 strikes? I'm fine with that, man. He's got an attack limit burst in his system now, though. This guy's damage is so ridiculously high. Look at that, dude. He hits you for a tiny bit, and he just gets to win. Could you imagine if Arm Crash was good? I'd be using it right now in neutral. What's going on? I knew the camera was gonna do that eventually. Okay. You know Xenoverse would have given anyone else that grab. Alright. Fair's fair. I keep forgetting I don't have the lag router lock that lets you hit people from a million miles away and grab non-stop. Plesioff needs to return. Don't joke. Don't joke. Nothing about Plesioff could be said in the chat. The only thing I want to see about Plesioff in the chat is straight slander. Okay? Oh my god, we have so many Monster Hunter fans in here. What the fuck? How are you all talking about Monster Hunter? Free Monster Hunter stories, free games, and we still didn't have Magala as a monster. That is insane, to be fair, now that you mentioned it. Not having Magala as a monster is kind of crazy. Okay.
This is to cast aside everything for victory.
And don't forget the opening Spotify tech when you're losing. Oh, I totally forgot about that too. I saw hope flash in your eyes and just as quickly snuffed out. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking, oh, cool, I can do the what's wrong grab. And then it didn't happen, even though the character I'm playing is like 7'6", and grabs in this game are notoriously broken. But it shows how much of the game's balance is like, yeah, it becomes lag-based now. If you don't have like the lag super armor that lets you avoid all damage and do as much damage as possible, you are getting screwed super hard. Because you'll see Broly's grab you from the dumbest possible angles. And then when you pick Broly and use Gigantic Rage or his normal grab, you'll see a whiff point blank on someone who didn't even move and you'll just go, yep, okay. Like, that's how you know lag dominates the game. Lack of music when fighting Kazuo along with its scream cracked me up. It's so peak. Screw Telltale. They don't even make real video games, glorified visual novels. I mean, it depends. It depends on how you take it, right? Okay, hold up. I have to ask you guys a serious question because we normally don't ask serious questions. What is your actual favorite game company and what game did they make that made them your favorite game company? I want to ask you that. I'll say mine after because I don't want you guys to just copy my answer because you're like, oh, let me just say the same answer as Steed because I can't think of one. I want to hear you guys' answer. What's your favorite game company and what game did they make that made them your favorite game company? I low-key miss Great Jagras. I don't. Devil Joe just used them as a hammer, so that was kind of cheeks. His whole existence was just to boost damage in a Devil Joe hunt. I'll never forgive Traveler's Tales for ruining their logo. Oh, I see. Dark Souls and Elden Ring, Capcom and Street Fighter. Right now it's Capcom with Monster Hunter. Okay. Hoyoverse and the Absolute Goddess from ZZZ. Fair, I guess. Capcom. Okay. I forgot which slot Southern Death Beam was on, so... Oh, okay. Okay, alright. No perfect blocks from me, then. Boost damage and lower defense. Yeah. Bro, Jagras' whole existence is just that. I'm still on Xbox One. I haven't bought a game in like 10 years. Hey, buy a game when you want to, man. Boom. Sekiro was my first From game, and kind of sad no other game will follow its path. From Software is definitely going to make another game like Sekiro. You're just going to have to be extremely patient for it. Because Sekiro is still a Game of the Year game. And they're going to know, oh, people want another Game of the Year game. Damn, that was like 3 punches, all 4 second fronts too. That's crazy. Capcom and Devil May Cry. I see. Or Ghost of Tsushima, Bandai, and Dragon Ball The Breakers. I don't know if you're being serious with that, because I've actually got some Breakers glazers in my chat. Like people who actually glaze Dragon Ball The Breakers, like not as a joke. How dare you defy your... He's gonna rush me now that the attack limit burst is up. That was very far away for that attack to happen. Holy crap. You see what I mean about... Okay, at least he doesn't have the limit burst now. Okay. Point blank. There you go. You have to time the uppercut as to when they're standing up so you can get the point blank. Let's see. Sekiro mentioned the Steed stream. Hey, shush. I know I need to finish Sekiro, but I'll get back to it, alright? I'll get back to it at some point. Red Entertainment, they made Fossil Fighters, Bandai, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil, Junction Point, RIP, Epic Mickey. Oh, okay. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That game is fire, dude. Oh my god. I might need to... Why have I not done a playthrough of that on stream yet? I'm actually... Oh, we might need to do that. I didn't even think about that. I'm also just realizing that my stream is a little bit behind, like, real life. So I've been playing the game with like a second of delay, and I'm just so genuinely stupid I didn't even clock that. My TV is right there. I could have just been looking at my TV instead. Joking, but Beta Breakers was a good game. I agree. Beta Breakers, I think, was a very good game. Like, unironically, I think it was a great game. Not even, like, just good. I think it was really, really fun, but... And you could say, well, survivors were too strong back then, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, if survivors were too strong, just give the raiders, like, interesting buffs. Don't make survivors so bad that they can't play the game anymore. Because breakers could have done two options. They could have nerfed survivors or buffed raiders, right? So that way the game would keep a level of equilibrium if people were seriously like, yeah, survivors are just too strong. But instead, they nerfed survivors and buffed raiders. But the buffs they did to raiders were gargantuan. And the nerfs they did to survivors were also gargantuan. So it just created like the ultimate nightmare hellscape instead. Oh, Goku Black here! How dare you defy a god? Oh, no vanish Goku Black? Hey! Oh, I might be dead. Okay. Oh, no limit burst. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. Wait, no, we have to use Divine Lasso this time. Waga Yaiba! Ikerugai! Waga Yaiba! Ha! There we go. What was I gonna say again? I need a Kanto and Yukanlos to be siege monsters. That would be fire. They did Gogmazios, so I wouldn't be surprised if they... Ooh, now that you mentioned that they did Gogmazios, I wouldn't be surprised if they do Otolka in Wilds. I know you guys are going to say, Steed, that's dumb as hell. They're never going to do Otolka in Wilds. Look, Otolka and Gogmazios are like the two most popular final bosses, in my opinion. You guys might say, Dia Morales, but like, shut up. That's not true. Let's be real. That's not true. I think Otolka and Gogmazios are the two most popular final bosses. Gogmazios just because he has so much aura, and Otolka because it's just such an interesting final boss. See, they usually add in 2 to 4 outfits pre-DLC, sometimes having nothing to do with the DLC characters. What outfits do you think they'll add? Maybe another diamond outfit that they probably missed. Maybe like Pansy's dad. Like, you know how he's the king, right? He's got like his own unique armor. Pansy's dad might be one armor set, or one close set. They'll definitely have another one, probably based on existing characters. So, no, Fuse Close already in the game. Supreme Cav Times Close already in the game. Maybe they just don't add anything from the existing characters. Is anything missing from Super that we don't have? They're not going to do Moro Arc clothing yet. So probably just stuff from Daima and other niche Z outfits that we don't have yet. Right? Monarcha's clothes. Do we have Monarcha's clothes in this game? I can see them doing a joke of Monarcha's clothes with the nipples bulging as like one of the final outfits we'll get in the game. That sounds like something they'd do. Maybe I'll reset the room. Nah, let's one more. Then I'll reset. The final boss will be whatever final form of Zoshia is. Okay, here's the thing of Monster Hunter. If they do Zoshia's final form as a final boss, they'll probably do it like Safi Jiva, where it's just post-game stuff. It wouldn't be the actual story final boss. Because we were told Xeno'jiiva was a baby, and we killed him. And then we never saw adult Xeno'jiiva until like several months after the DLC was finished. So, yeah, who knows? Lies of P to me was generic and derivative with no reason to play it over other games. I like Lies of P. Why do you think? Well, I guess you just explained why it didn't stand out to you. I liked it, but as someone who didn't finish Sekiro, I can't say if I like it more than Sekiro because I need to finish Sekiro. But Lies of P was really good. The story for one is really easy to understand compared to, you know, From Software games where the story... Okay, let me be real. The story in From Software games are actually easy to understand. There's just a shit ton of lore. I I think it's very easy to understand stuff and from, like, you play Dark Souls 1, you get told that fire is good, Village of Fire is awesome, we're gonna make you the king, and the king is gonna be, and you want to be king because it's awesome, and you're like, oh hell yeah, I want to be king, and then you go there, and it's a dry, desolate land, and it's an old man who's just sitting by a smaller fire, and he fights you, and he's kind of washed. Please, tarnished, I need this. No, what is it? Please, forgotten one, chosen one? Chosen undead? Please, chosen undead, I need this. Right? You kill him, and then you take his place, and the fire becomes anew, and you're like, oh, I get it now. It's not being a king. You literally just sacrifice yourself to keep up a flame. That's the royal status. So really, this world was doomed the whole time. I thought it was peak, and I was just doing the dirty work. No, that was the whole thing. That's pretty easy to understand. Dark Souls 1. Get the throne, because the throne will make you king. Hell yeah, I want to see this throne. Oh, it's just some underground tomb, and I'm just going to seal myself down here forever. Okay, that kind of sucks. And so some dark forces were tricking the real king into making a mistake. And now, I don't really care that much about Dark Souls 2. I'm probably relaying the story really bad. But I feel like the Souls games have really easy stories to understand. Lies of P just has the easiest story to understand of all the Souls games. Well, Souls likes. So, I don't know. Lies of P has a really easy story to understand. I like the gameplay. I like the enemy design. Some of the enemy design is just straight poo. Aren't you gonna watch the showcase? You mean the stream? I'm not sure if I'll stream Summer Game Fest. You guys are gonna have to really, like, beg me for it. Don't beg me for it. I would hate if you guys beg me for anything. I just feel bad. But I don't know if I'll stream it. I'll probably just watch it and then record it and then upload whatever I think is interesting from it. So, like, obviously Monster Hunter, obviously Dragon Ball, etc. Boom, 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 boom. I F with Lies of P heavy. You become king if you refuse the first flame. I mean, you become king regardless, right? But the canon ending is that you do keep up the flame. Otherwise, how does Dark Souls 3 happen, right? Unless if you want to say Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 take place in separate realities, which I think is too much of a stretch. Just do it, Steed. Please, Steed, I need this. I also have for Sekiro, I'll never forget Steed getting stuck on Snake Eyes. Why would you remind me of that? I could probably load diff him now, but why would you remind me of that? That makes me feel bad. Okay, I guess we'll do a match of an AI, then I'll reset the room. Shaking my head. I can't believe Xenoverse is about to AI generate an opponent for us. Steed, either stream Summer Games Fest or stream Breakers for 5 hours. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not be too hasty now. I'm actually kind of mad hungry. I high-key should have had some toast before I streamed. I'm kind of stupid. Do you think they'll include Bardock SJ4 in the final DLC? Hell no. They should, because I've said this before, but they haven't. They followed up on Future Gohan. Where is he? I'm gonna play him now. They followed up on Future Gohan in the game, but not. Is he with the other Gohans? He is. Okay. They followed up on Future Gohan in the game, but not actually Bardock yet. So Bardock's ending is either gonna be okay, because you know how these DLCs are usually like 2 parts. Bardock's story will probably be the first part, because obviously the second part's gonna be the actual finale of the game story. But if it's not, I guess they'll save Bardock's plot for Xenoverse 3.
And who are you?
You're my big bro, but you're not.
What? Where's Goten? Okay. Oh, okay. It's all about the bare necessities. What outfit do you think they'll add? I can really only say probably the King's outfit from Daima. Maybe Goma's outfit, but it's just the Pride Trooper clothes again. They won't add a Rinsu style. I really think they can only add some random niche Dragon Ball Z outfit that everyone's forgot about. Or some Dragon Ball Daima outfit that they didn't add when they did the Daima DLC. Because they've added so many goddamn clothes already. And they will add on popular clothes, by the way. It wouldn't be weird for them to add an unpopular clothes item to the game. That's why I said they would add Pansy's dad's outfit. Because no one would want that. But what else is there for them to give us? Boom, boom. Okay. It's crazy that you can actually fire that off now as its own move. I remember before when you couldn't do that. Those were the days. They could add the Rinsu naked. I don't know, just a Fury. All right, that's a pretty insane Fury. That's up there with Goten is Goku Black kind of Furies. Will you ever stream any of the older gen Monster Hunter games or even Rise? I would need a reason for it. Because I don't even stream, like, the newer games. How many times have I streamed Monster Hunter World? Once? Twice? How many times have I streamed Wilds? Twice when it came out. I did like a 9-hour stream on Wilds for the first half of the story, then like a 5-hour stream for like the second half. I would love another Monster Hunter GU stream. I can't believe you remember that. Thank you so much for remembering that. GU was an extremely fun game. I wouldn't mind streaming that again, but... Oh, wait. This man's gonna die. Oh, just barely survived it. I guess you better go kill him. Or get your stamina back. That makes sense. He's coming with a vengeance. But he's got no health. Aha. Okay, there we go. Who else? Dropout Ludo's fighting someone. What the hell is going on? Why are these guys doing long-range fights? Is this battleships? Why are they playing battleships? Alright. I keep forgetting this dude's got Senko Ki Blast. I should be spamming that. Dang, he won't satisfy his Monster Hunter audience? You're right, I won't. Oh. Okay. This is fine. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, okay. Sooner or later, I'll get iframes on my Senko Ki Blast. There we go. Oh, okay. Hero Colosseum. You want me to play Hero Colosseum? I'm good. How does that evasive work? Come on, Gohan. Come on, go. Never mind. Do. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I forgot the recovery is so quick on that. I'm dead. Unlucky. Cell versus Ultron could have been a better death. What do you mean Cell versus... Oh, you're saying it would have been a better death battle. Cell versus Ultron could have been a better death battle than knowing Cell would straight up lose to Metal Sonic. I mean, the problem is that Metal Sonic literally just copies people's kits, right? But the thing is, how does Cell beat Ultron? He doesn't beat Ultron. Ultron will just do some Ultron virus bullshit and corrupt the mechanical stuff himself and just get a win for free. And then he would, like, take over Cell's body. I mean, it would make a sick final shot of the death battle. Seeing Cell transform into an Ultron with, like, the big mouth with the teeth and the energy in the middle. And, like, he would still have Cell's crown. I can imagine, like, a Cell version of Ultron would look really cool and be, like, a really good shot for the final part of the death battle. But he probably gets bodied by Ultron harder just because Ultron corrupts him. Rather than Metal Sonic, who would probably just slowly ramp up as the fight goes on. Or just, you know... fight him and lose if you think Cell's stronger, I guess. Boom, boom, boom.
Dad, I'll do my best.
Okay. I've never seen Connection this bad my entire life. Hey, it happens to all of us. Does Ultron not completely stomp Cell? I think he realistically would. Metsonic, I just instantly learning how to be best user of Ki despite not even being a living being with no Ki to use just by taking a DNA sample. Lamar. Yeah, Metasonic's biodata is extremely bizarre because it's not even biodata. He can copy skills and techniques that are not part of your biology. And he can also do things that robots can't do. Biodata is just a fancy word, to be honest. It really is just straight up, like, just hacks full copy. Because apparently the reason he could turn into a puddle in Sonic Heroes is because he copied Chaos. And Chaos is an alien god-like species from a different planet, if you take Frontier's lore into account. Or he's a mutated Chow, if you take regular lore into account. And he's copying a mutation from an organic species and applying it to his robotic self, which is nonsense. But he can do that. So, biodata is a really loose term. It really is just copy everything. A good example is he can copy chaos control, which is a technique that people learned later in life, not a biological skill. Like Super Saiyan is something he could copy. He could copy a Kamehameha. He could copy a Death Beam. He could copy Kaioken, Spirit Bomb. It really doesn't matter what it is. He could just copy it. I mean, this only applies to Neo Metal Sonic. So, and if we're being honest, if we're being completely honest about biodata, it does take a while for him to copy your techniques. The way he does it in the actual game is that he throws fights on purpose so he can copy the data. Because if he has you beat up some like non-existent 1% version of his strength and you flex your abilities, he's like, okay, nice, cool. You know? In a real death battle, like I think the way death battle showed Metasonic copying Cell is the actual way it would go. It does genuinely take some time. He has to watch you do the things for a decent amount of time before it actually gets copied. Because in Sonic Heroes, he intentionally throws fights so he can copy, right? So Death Battle did show the copy in an actual accurate way, which is weird because then they do Chainsaw Man versus JJK and you know? So let's remake the room. No, you know what? This is the only fair way to remake the room. Are you ready? Boom. That way we reset all the slots as well. Metal Sonic should have body slammed Surge in the comics. I think so. But now we just have to say Surge is like multi-universal or whatever the fuck. The problem is Surge is she's the new hype character, and like every new hype character and everything, whether it's gacha games, anime, TV shows, all media, right? You need to flex why the character's a threat or why they're serious. And then you can make them into a laughing stock later or make them as weak as the side cast later or some shit, right? Like, oh, here comes fucking let me think of an example. Here comes Reverse Flash in the CW Flash TV show. And it's like, oh, look how scary he is the first time he shows up. And then it's like, okay, now he's a bum and he's a fraud and he's easy to beat. Look at not Vilgax. I'll say Hybrid. I'll actually say Hybrid. I'll say Hybrid. Look at the Hybrid in Alien Force. They're so strong. One low diff humongous one or 1v1. And then as the series goes on, yeah, I'm not saying Hybrid become fodder, but they become easier to beat as the series goes on. Like you could see Kevin and Gwen beating Hybrid. When before Humongousaur would legit just get murdered if he fought one. Like Solo. It's like you have to introduce things as hype and then you can make them weaker later. But it's kind of disappointing to be like, let's have Surge fight the entire Sonic roster just for Glaze. Like, dude, just have a fight like fucking Knuckles, Metal Sonic, and Tails or some shit. Or Knuckles, Metal Sonic, then Sonic, right? Like, if she only beat Knuckles, Shadow, or Metal Sonic, that would be enough Glaze. But they have her beat like Blaze, Metal Sonic. They have a really like last in there. Like she's treating the Sonicverse like it's a tournament of power. Which is like, I'm gonna give it a pass because I want more characters in Sonic. I don't want Sonic to just be Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles trying to interrupt one of Eggman's plans, and then Eggman brings fucking only Orbot and Cubot there, and then after the plan gets blown up, recycle the cast again. It's like I don't want that. I do want new characters in my Sonic. So I'm fine with them giving Surge some glaze, but it kind of hurts the writing a tiny bit to do that. Do you think they'll use Summer Game Fest to show Xeno 3 and last DLC of Xenoverse 2? Yes, 100%. I do think that. Xenoverse 2's DLC should be coming out right about now anyways. We are in the summer territory. Xenoverse 2's DLC should be coming out right about now. And then obviously, Xenoverse 3, we do need to see a gameplay trailer. And Summer Game Fest is a pretty good time to do that. So, yeah. Hilarious how everybody forgot about Kit. No one cares about Surge's sidekick at all. I mean, that's what happens when Surge is basically the fucking Caulifla of Sonic, right? Does anyone remember Kale? Exactly. You only remember Kale because it's the other half of the fusion, or if it's like people like drawing like ship art of Caulifla and Kale. That's the only time Kale ever comes up. Otherwise, it's literally just Caulifla. So Surge is literally just the Caulifla of Sonic. I forgot Frieza fought Megatron. I forgot about that Death Battle too. That's kind of crazy. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to play my own CAC then, with missing moves. Do I have an evasive? I don't even remember where evasive goes. Oh, there it is. Okay, I have an evasive. That's enough for me. I have an evasive. That's enough for me. Excuse me, sir. Kale greats around Khalifa until she goes berserk. I see. I remember Kale because of the way she manhandled Goku. That's fair. What does Kit have? Well, I assume he has a kit. I actually don't know. I never even finished Naruto. It became dumb for me. I stopped right before he unlocked KCM1, if I remember correctly. I see. His name is Kit because he has nothing in his kit. Oh, okay. His name is about something he wishes he had. Okay. Kale has Berserk Kit. Deadass has nothing. That's true. Kale at least has, like, the Broly bag. And the Broly bag is, like, insane. But Kit genuinely is just, like, starving and broke. And homeless. Please, Surge, I need this. Just let me load with tails for some feats. That Kamehameha kind of hurt, though. I probably shouldn't have took that. Ooh. Didn't think that would connect. Oh, thank you, Xenoverse 2, for broken hitboxes. My goat. Yes! That's why I love Saint Spirit, man. Saint Spirit, more like Goat Spirit. Okay, I should probably chill. You're comparing them? That's actually disrespectful to Kale. It is disrespectful to Kale, but I'm just mentioning how Surge is the Caulifla of Sonic. I did not mean to take that. Broken hitboxes, my beloved. Kid literally lost the Tails and Tails wasn't even fighting.
I'm not out yet.
I do not remember that whole arc very well then. Please, Surge, I need this. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyways, Xenoverse 2, more back hits, please. Kamehameha! Going Super Kaioken. I was going to say going Super Kaioken should kill you, but you're a Xenoverse character. Going Super Kaioken is like an easy feat. Do you think Super Kaioken is the equivalent of using RCT to destroy a part of your brain so you can use another domain expansion? That's the kind of level of, like, key you would have to have, right? Oh, you're doing something dramatic over there. Okay. I remember my girl Honey over Kit. Exactly, bro. Kit is literally just there. He's just there so that way Surge can have a friend. Non-Dragon Ball related, but Monster Hunter Wilds DLC announcement for Summer Games Fest. I'm calling it. I 100% expect it to. I 100% expect it as well. I cannot wait. Oh, hello, Laranort. Thank you so much for the $5 donation for Super Chat. Laranort said, saw the thumbnail seed. Nice. 1 day's left, not 1 day left. I may have messed up. Thanks, Steed. You're making the Dragon Ball community allegations true. All right, fine. Let me make the Dragon Ball community look at least a little bit good. I didn't see that I did that. My apology. My apologies. My apologies. When I hear Cow Lady and Sonic, I think of Vanilla and immediately become ashamed of myself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should not be referring to Vanilla as Cow Lady. Oh my goodness gracious. Dude, that's enough of the green site for you. You need to get off the green site. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, Larador. I thought Lanolin was a lamb. I don't know, man. Lanolin is probably a cow, if we're being real. And I don't need to elaborate on that. Or maybe she's a goblin, because she stole all of Rouge's assets. If you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Hold on, wait, hold on. Let me... Let me check something. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. I should have said I'm back. The now irrelevant abandoned daughter of Eggman is remembered more than Kit. I mean, to be fair, any character that's close to Eggman is going to be hyper relevant just because he's the main guy. Kit losing was definitely worse. Losing to Shadow makes sense. Losing to Tails, who wasn't even trying to fight back, is wild. Yeah. That is kind of crazy. So, yeah. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Dynamite Machine. Hard ass muted. I said I was doing something. So I'm gonna mute myself if I'm doing something. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't remember how to even play this guy. I just remember his damage is cracked.
Marvin, can we get something to eat first?
Can we get something to...
Please?
Can we get something to eat first, please? Imagine losing to the Yellow Fox that canonically stood helpless watching Sonic could get TOD'd by all main villains in a starting cutscene in Frontiers. Don't you mean forces? Look, I know you may have misremembered something or you may have misspelt the name, but instead of giving you that benefit of the doubt, I'm gonna go straight to just calling you a Lopper because that's what we do now on the internet. We don't give people the benefit of the doubt. Nothing's ever a mistake. You're just a Lopper now.
You gonna help out with my training?
Kia's the sidekick of Surge. Isn't she Surge the Tenrec? Or what the fuck is a Tenrec? Is that even a real animal, or is that just some bullshit they made up for, Okay. I had no idea. By the way, this nigga quick as hell. Oh my god, Daimaku. Wait, doesn't he have a supercell that boosts his stats based on how many people are inside the match? And because this is a 3v3, he's giga boosted? I totally forgot about that. I think he's the one with that supercell. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I do not remember how to play him too well then. I know Evil Eyes isn't as bad as Flash Strike, but I just didn't want to take that damage. Oh, that's a pretty crazy height to get hit from. I'm not even going to evasive that, bro. I need my stamina. Oh, but he's in Super Saiyan Blue, meaning I just lose if I don't play the game. Okay. Is that gonna lag and hit me anyways? Nope. Okay. Okay, I should not be back hitting as Daimaku Mini. Okay. Thank you, Xenoverse. Great hit detection there, I guess. Cool. I forgot Perfect Blocks are the easiest thing ever now. Yes, actually, a Tenrec is a real animal, apparently. I did not know that. Actually, echidnas aren't echidnas anteaters? I actually don't know about that. Someone actually picked Rebrand. Oh my goodness. Okay. You, Kakarot, I choose you to be the first of my victims. Boom, boom, boom. Tenrecs are real as hell. I was going to say, because I've never heard of a Tenrec in my whole entire damn life. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay. Do not search echidnas, y'all. No. That's a good point, actually. There might be some people who don't know, actually. So, yeah, that's a good point. Like, for me, that's, like, primordial knowledge. But for some new peeps, they're like, I don't know what he's talking about. It's probably not that bad. And then they do, and they're like, oh, it's that bad. Do you think Toppo could have beaten Kefla? Scaling-wise, he should be able to beat the absolute dog shit out of Kefla. And I know Dragon Ball Super scaling is very inconsistent, only matched by like Chainsaw Man Part 2 in terms of how bad the scaling gets. But one thing that is consistent is Okay, hold on, wait. Kefla is not stronger than UI Goku, okay? Great, awesome. Jiren does not give UI Goku any credit when it comes to his strength. But he gives Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta credit when it comes to his strength. This means Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is stronger than UI Goku. And Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta barely beats Toppo. An even stronger form of Vegeta barely beats Toppo. This just means that Toppo absolutely wipes the floor of Kefla. Now you might say, Steed, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta being stronger than UI Goku doesn't make any sense. I didn't write it, don't get mad at me. Go watch the show. I keep telling you guys, when it comes to power scaling, I'm not making this up. It's in the series. Go read it. Go look at it. You know? When people say, hey, Steed, why do you sometimes say that Deku with Gear Shift is only Mark 1? Because that's what they said in the manga. That's not me. That's what they said in the manga. Right? People like to say Sukuna is Mark 3, which is incorrect because why do we think Sukuna is Naoya all of a sudden? But when I say Deku is Mark 1, that's a blasphemous statement. Horikoshi's the one who wrote that. The strongest in the series is Mark 1 with his speed quirk active. I'm not the one who wrote that. Horikoshi wrote that. But you know what makes even less sense? Deku with Gear Shift is Mark 1. But Full Power All Might is Mark 10. But wouldn't that mean that Deku should be Mark 4? Because he's 40% of All Might? I don't know. I didn't write it. If I wrote it, I would have made it make more sense. I need no wigs in Xenoverse 3. Replace all wigs. Only hairstyles in Xenoverse 3. I'm trying to see no wigs in Xenoverse 3. Straight up. This is what people don't... Yeah, this is what happens when people don't care about power scaling. Like, I know people like to say power scaling isn't relevant, but a good example of people saying power scaling doesn't matter is look how many people are mad at the finale of The Boys because they didn't believe Homelander should have lost. You want to know why you didn't believe he should have lost? Because of fucking power scaling. You know how strong Homelander is, and him getting a buff on top of that means it should be even harder to beat him. So why does a weaker task force suddenly beat a way stronger Homelander if there's no writing to prove that they themselves got stronger to allow this victory to happen? That's what power scaling is. Power scaling is actually very important. People say it doesn't matter, and then be mad as fuck when it doesn't happen. You know? Like, people to this day cannot give you a genuine answer as to why Deku didn't blitz Toga, unless if he's just not fast enough to do it. Boom, boom, boom. Give us hits drip in Xenoverse 3. We need hits drip in Xenoverse 3, bro. Maybe All Might is casually Mark 10 without his quirk, you know? Think outside the box. You mean base All Might with... base All Might not using 1-for-all is Mark 10. But that would be even worse, because that means Deku using the quirk with Gear Shift is somehow only just breaking the sound barrier. Deku got some fraudulent version of 1-for-all. And that means Shigaraki's lying when he says he's got Prime All Might strength. He's mic spamming that he's the best player in the lobby while he's going like 0-10. To make people understand how these characters are strong and why they would lose to a certain character. Yeah, power scaling is important for stuff like that. Are you expecting a trailer tomorrow for the final chapter, or am I expecting too much? No, that's a reasonable explanation. The final DLC should release sometime this month, like starting now this month. Straight up. This month. And the latest it could release is in like the next 2 months. The latest it could release is in the next 2 months. But yeah. DBS writing was done on episode-to-episode basis. Yeah, DBS writing is a really good example of the power scaling getting really wonky, because during the Goku Black arc, it's really, really freaking hard to tell who's stronger than who at what given moment in time. Like, okay, the first fight of the Goku Black arc, no, okay, not the first fight. When they first go to the future to fight Goku Black, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is trying to kill Goku Black. I want to remind you, he's not holding back. He's trying to kill Goku Black. The thing that will send you to your grave is Super Saiyan Blue. Base Goku Black speed blitzes Blue Vegeta and does this to his neck and basically makes a gesture going, you know, I could kill you right now, right? Because I'm already at your neck and you couldn't even react to it. And then Vegeta fights Goku Black for a bit, and there's a part where Goku Black is sandbagging. He's taking the punches while smiling, and it makes Vegeta jump back in fear because he doesn't know what Goku Black's gonna do. Then Goku Black speed blitzes a kick on him and knocks Vegeta back. Then he flexes Rose and goes, yes, this is the Super Saiyan version. This is me going Super Saiyan in a god's body, right? Because in the anime, Rose is just Super Saiyan. It's not Super Saiyan Blue. It's just Super Saiyan. Right? So he got 50 times multiply while already being stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And then Vegeta's like, remember, Black, you're facing me. And Goku Black, you're just an appetizer. You know, you guys know the meme line. You're just an appetizer. You belong on a table with bread in Xenoverse, right? You're just an appetizer, Vegeta. You're nothing to me. And he catches Vegeta's punch. And then when he thinks he's about to hit Vegeta, Vegeta gets crazy side blows on him. And Goku Black is shocked. And Vegeta gets an attack rush on him and it does real damage. Even though in his base form, he wasn't taking any damage. And then Vegeta goes for a big hit, and then Goku Black reveals, actually, I wasn't taking any damage, or I was low-key waiting for a sneak attack, and I just Keyblade one-shot you. And it's like, alright. So, why did he even pretend to be taking damage? You established earlier that you're so tanky, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta hitting you doesn't do damage, but for some reason this time you need to pretend? Or did you actually get hurt? It's like, I don't know. I'm watching the Goku Black arc. I don't know. The Goku Black arc is so weird when it comes to the power scaling. That's because they didn't care with DBS. I hate saying that because, they didn't care about one of my favorite franchises, but it's true. They really didn't care when they were writing Dragon Ball Super. They just wanted to somehow they wanted to somehow just make a plot that would make the next episode happen, and then the next episode could happen, and then the next episode could happen until the series ended. Every episode didn't even have a story to tell. They just wanted to reach the next episode. That was it. Kind of like when you're tired as fuck and you're at work and you just kind of submit the work as fast as possible. Not because you're satisfied with the work, but because you just want to finish the work so you can go to bed so you can go to work again. Custom orders would be nice. It was a thing 2 generations of consoles ago. Yeah, custom orders used to be a thing, so I would like to get custom orders in Xeno 3. I mean, Sparking Zero didn't even do custom orders, so the chance of it happening in Xeno 3 is very slim, but... Todd's Vegeta saw Goku Black getting stronger every time he took damage and said, "Hey, Nibba, that's a good trick." Another example is when Vegeta Blue gets washed by hit and Goku is backseating and magically knows hits Kit more than hit himself knows. Yeah, that is very weird. It's like, oh, I know the extent of your time skip, and it's like, okay. Like, if we're being real, scaling-wise, how does a base Goku have better reaction speeds than Blue Vegeta? I feel like that doesn't work. I really feel like there's no way to judge. I have to play with Vegeta now because I've just been talking about the boy non-stop. But how does that happen? That base Goku has, because for base Goku to counter hit after the time skip means his reaction speed is also better, right? So he just has better reaction speed than Blue Vegeta. It might be possible that Blue Vegeta has the worst stats in all of Dragon Ball Super until the Tournament of Power, where he was apparently stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku this whole time. Because remember, Jiren he fights UI-san Goku and he goes, your heat is kind of, you know, there, but that's all it is. It's just heat. It's just hot air. And the second UI Goku is only enough, the one that fights Kefla, is only enough to make Jiren stop meditating. Because he thinks he's going to have to fight him now. But when he fights Vegeta, not only do we finally see him get pushed slightly. You know when he lops and he lets Vegeta get like tons of hits on him and shit? And Vegeta's like, you were better when you were fighting Kakarot. Right? Why did Jiren do that unless if Vegeta is actually that strong? Right? Also... does he have Gallic Gun? He does, okay. Also, when Vegeta hits Jiren in the final flash, Jiren goes, oh, the force of the attack wasn't half bad. He straight up said, that final flash was good, which is a comment he never made about Goku's strength ever. He was like, yeah, that's sick. That was actually pretty strong. In fact, the final flash is so good, the next episode, he calls Vegeta a warrior. Meanwhile, Goku was so mid, he only addressed him by his species name, Saiyan. He was like, I don't give a shit, you're just Saiyan. Okay. Can that combo from there? I don't think so. Well, I guess I should stop him from getting stamina back because he's in Super Saiyan Blue. Oh. Sure. Oh, okay. Ooh, at least he doesn't have the limit burst now. But I'm in trouble because that's attack. Focus flash. So even if he doesn't evasive, or just drop. Or just drop. That's... I'll try dropping the skill. That's a neat trick. Okay. Oh, just when I need Wild Hunt to do with magic. Jiren was on that dire racism. He was. Okay. I was feeling really lazy. I just wanted the evasive to do the work for me. Oh, it's Officer Zhu Yuen again. We'll never get enough of... What the fuck is going on? What happened? Okay. Oceana said about Laura Bailey voicing her Feel So Hollow. Is that true? Wait, who voices Oceana? Wait, what? No, I feel like you just made that up. I'm going to ignore that. Steve using the word lop correctly brings a tear to my eye. I like to misuse words as well, though. But yeah, Jiren was actually lopping, though. He was pretending. He actually was like, oh, fuck, Vegeta, you got me. And Vegeta's like, you're best when you fight Kakarot. And he's like, okay. And he started ripping him in half. He just started pulling his arms and legs off. He was edging racism the way he was calling them by their race. He really was just calling them Saiyan. I don't know. They were really obsessed with villains, or not villains, but antagonists, just straight up racially profiling only. Right? Do they ever call them Goku at any point? Okay, does Hit say Goku? He probably... I don't think Hit refers to Goku by his species name, at least. But, like, everyone else does. Goku Black does. Zamasu does. Fuse Zamasu does. Jiren does. Topo, I think, also does do that. Even Caulifla. You're both Saiyans, by the way. I don't know why you... Dude, Uncle Ruckus. Why are you... Caulifla's like, I'm not going to lose to some Universe 7 Saiyan. It's like... Nigga, we're the same. It's the meme of the two Indian guys saying, I don't like your kind. And it's like, you're the same person. Like, what? Wait, hold on. What's going on? What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, man. So many racists. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super is just full of racists. It's odd that DBZ and anime in general have been gradually moving towards genetics being important. Goku used to think of himself as Goku from Earth. Now he's all about being a Saiyan, used to not care. I mean, okay, I'll be honest about anime becoming more genetically based. Like, you can't be special for just being yourself anymore. You have to be kind of special because of your race. I think for the most part, it's not done because authors don't give a shit. It's done because it adds to the power system. Like, your biology giving you more superpowers is like a very interesting way to say that this character can just do more things. You know? Like, a good example is, because Goku's a Saiyan, because Superman is a Kryptonian, all of these people would be 100% immune to the Death Note just because of their species. And that's, like, already, like, an interesting thing to think about, you know? Another interesting thing to think about is, would either transfiguration work on Goku or Superman? Because they look human, but they're not. They are 100% not human. They're not even like hybrids. They're just 100% not human. And Mahito is specifically the one based on humans. If there was another alien race that evolved and they looked like us, would his ability work on them? Would his ability work on a Sumerian, as an example? Oh, well, they have a third eye, so it wouldn't. Well, that's just dumb. Is it? It has to be based on their souls. Sumerians have different souls from human beings. That's a great example. JJK establishes this. Sumerians have different souls from human beings, even though they look almost exactly the same. I think you'd have to say that either transfiguration wouldn't work on both Goku and Superman. And that's just really interesting. Making characters have unique biologies or unique histories can add to their abilities. And it's just a really interesting thing to think about. Not only for, like, cross versus whatever stuff, but for the setting of your own universe as well, right? That's why there's so many species in One Piece, because it's like realistically they could all be human beings, but some of them have to be different species, so that way you can justify them having random powers that other people can't have, you know? So I think that's why it's done for the most part. Would Dabura negate Mahito? The thing about Sumerians is that I think they are just more soul aware than human beings. Like, Maru knows about the soul and everything. So Dabura would probably just be able to do damage to Mahito, and Mahito wouldn't do shit to him. There's also the possibility that Deborah's understanding of the soul, like let's say he doesn't know what the soul is, right? It's Deborah. He'll just figure it out in like 1 second. Like as idle transfiguration is hitting him, he would go, oh, I know what it is. And then the ability would just stop working mid-transmutation. He'd probably like fuck up one of his pinkies and he'd go, oh, that's kind of weird. And then he would rip it off. So now a part of my soul is damaged, but can I use RCT to repair it? And then his pinky comes back and he goes, oh, excellent. And Mahito's going to be like, dog, just kill me. I don't even care. This is bullshit. Like, Deborah is just kind of like that. One question I want to see get answered, it's going to take a few years, right? But when Deborah finally gets animated, will he be objectively more popular than the Dragon Ball Z Deborah? Because I know JJK is super popular and is basically the second coming of DBZ to a lot of people, right? But is one of JJK's strongest characters more relevant than a random side character in the Buu Saga who also has the same name, right? Because Dragon Ball Z is that popular. You couldn't hear the name Dabura and not think of the one from Dragon Ball. It doesn't matter where it showed up in media. You'd only think of the one from Dragon Ball, right? So I'm very curious if when Deborah finally gets animated, maybe he surpassed DBZ's Deborah now, right? But we'll only for real know when he gets animated. So you wait like 10 years, low XD. In OG dub, when Frieza pointed out the Saiyan race's atrocities, Goku responded that it's what they deserved. And Kai says, we paid for our crimes. He adopts guilt because of his race. I think Goku accepting that his people have done bad things is fine. That's a reasonable thing to do. I think that makes sense. I'm not saying that Goku needs to be like, what was it, like white guilt or some shit where white people like go, oh, you know, I feel bad. I need to like do all of these things. Otherwise I can't make up for the crimes that my ancestors committed. It's like, you don't have to do that. It's like, fine. It's like, bro, chill. But Goku acknowledging that, yes, Saiyans did do a lot of crimes. That's bad. That sucks. And rightfully so, the karmic cycle came for them. I'm different. I'm your karmic cycle. And I've come for you. That's like fair. That's a reasonable take for Goku to have. That's like completely understandable, right? Goku doesn't think of himself as evil, but he can acknowledge that evil exists in people's hearts. Like that's okay, you know? Even in the OG lore where Bardock would still be like a violent asshole, Goku's like, yeah, maybe my dad was an asshole, but not me. Deborah is going to be more popular than Deborah. Let's go. Clout scaling between both Deborahs, yeah. Do I need to watch JJK as I haven't? I would say watch JJK. It's one of those animes it's really hard to not watch it. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's really easy to watch because the animation's good, and that's usually all it takes for most people. The animation just being good, but I promise it has more than just great animation. But great animation is usually the best way to hook people. So whenever I sell a show, I just go, the animation's good. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. I think Bardock wasn't too bad compared to others. Bardock during the end of his life is definitely better than most Saiyans, but for most of his life, he was just a regular violent Saiyan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I saw Jiren for a bit there. Now we gotta play Swimsuit Toa.
I really should get out and exercise.
People need to have a Rafiki mindset. That's in the past. Oh, it's true. It's in the past now. Don't worry about it. That's a real mindset to have. Boom, 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 boom. Modular was so ass. What was the point of it existing? Coexistence. I feel like that's a really easy theme to see in modular themes and such. I feel like that's a really easy thing to pick up in modular, right? You could call it the true end of the cycle of curses, because now literally curses won't exist ever. But also coexistence. Right? The future that Gojo and his students created is so peaceful and so blessed. Lives for sorcerers are way easier than they ever were before now. Lives for sorcerers are way easier than they ever are before now. There's no super fucked up giga mutants like Ryomen Sukunas or Mahitos spawning into reality. And it's got so good that they can make peace with an alien race in a span of like a year. Right? How long were the Sumerians around for? Only for a few months? Because there's that time skip after Deborah like hurts Usami. Man, Swimsuit Toa was actually like really good. Like fast, like, normals. Cool. That has a lingering hitbox? Okay. Okay. Oh, I thought that'd be faster. Okay. He's gonna attack Limit Burst. I gotta be super duper careful. I got hit by the gravity impact too with that on. Ouch. Okay. Coexistence, acceptance, and closure? Yeah. Like, I think it's pretty easy to tell why Modulo exists. If you want to say Modulo needed to do more, then it's like, okay, well, what did you want out of Modulo? Just because most people's problem with Modulo is just that the fights didn't end. Like, they didn't see Yuji do like a Giga Hype and Aura moment, and Deborah versus Maharaga doesn't like end. You know what I mean? But my biggest problem with Deborah versus Maharaga ending is that if you wanted it to end, you literally just want Yuka to die, and for no reason too. Like, it wouldn't accomplish anything for the story if Yuka just died. If anything, people would fucking hate Yuji for letting Yuta's granddaughter just die. You know, so I don't know why you would actually want that. Unless if you really hate Yuji, you really hate Yuka, or you really hate Yuta, right? I think that's the only reason why you'd want that to happen. It's so funny because JJK always gets called the Hype and Aura Moment series, but when it actually does something, people just fucking ignore it and say, oh, they didn't deliver on my Hype and Aura Moment. Like, nigga, are you fucking stupid? I want this thing to do more, does more. Why the fuck did it do that? Meanwhile, Chainsaw Man can have a 0 out of 10 ending and it still gets glazed to this day. What type of gameplay do you think they would show for Xenoverse 3? 100% they'll probably show walking around the new city, and then they'll probably show a tiny bit of a mission or some story stuff, and then they'll probably tease the release date. That's what I expect in the trailer, at least. Boing. Goku high or extreme diff? What do you mean Goku high or extreme diff? Do you mean could Goku high or extreme diff a burger? He would no diff a burger. Goku doesn't see the Saiyans as his people. His people are his friends and his family. Only recently has that changed. Yeah, pretty much. Godman Julian is so hot. Alright, you guys. I don't know if you know if you're talking about the CAC or the actual character now. Okay. I think Demon Slayer stole all of JJK's clout at its hype. Really? You mean Demon Slayer after it was over stole JJK's clout? How? Demon Slayer also does do more than hype and aura moments, but people usually only think of Demon Slayer for its animation. Yeah. Like, even when people think of Freyren, right? People will glaze Freyren and go, oh, its writing is better and it's not hype and aura moments still up like JJK. And then if you ask someone about Freyren, the first thing they talk about is a fight scene. Like, why are we being fake? You know, like, two legends can coexist, right? You know Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson were around at the same time, right? That wasn't like prehistoric and modern era. That, you don't have to put another series down to say yours is good. It's just that there's so many pretentious people out there now. You know? Or people who don't feel like that they have a better metric to say that their thing is enjoyable without saying it's better than another thing. Like, here's a good example. It's like, people will be like, oh, I love JJK and Dragon Ball. JJK and Dragon Ball is so fun. And then someone will also go, oh, why do you even like that brainless slop? You should like something that's deep and more thought-provoking, like Freyren or Chainsaw Man or One Piece. And then JJK and Dragon Ball fans are like, okay. I mean, I just like my own series. I just think it's good. Yeah, because you're dumb. It's kind of rude. I didn't really do anything to you. My series is better and it's not made for hype and aura moments, slop, meathead, shonen meatheads. Alright, chill. I'm not even doing anything to you. Gear 5 is more iconic than Super Saiyan. Okay, great. I mean, it's not true, but good. Oh, what do you mean it's not true? Here's the Crunchyroll stats. Like, nigga, what are we doing? Why did this situation happen? How did this situation happen? I didn't make the situation happen. How did the situation happen? You know what I mean? That's how all of these fights start. You'll just get Dragon Ball fans and JJK fans talking about their dumb memes or having their power scaling debates if Gojo's stronger than Sukuna, have the Z fighters finally surpassed Beerus, etc. And then some other nigga will come out of nowhere and go, oh, this is some hype aura slop. What did I do to you? Why are you never talking about your own series without talking about my series? Why is that the case? You know, you'll never hear a Freyren fan bring up Freyren without bringing up Solo Leveling or JJK. You'll never hear a Chainsaw Man fan bring up Chainsaw Man without bringing up JJK. You'll never hear a One Piece fan bring up One Piece without bringing up DBZ. You'll never hear a Boruto fan bring up Boruto without bringing up Black Clover or some other anime manga, right? It happens like all the time. Enjoyment slop. You only enjoy it because it's enjoyable. There's more people than ever that don't actually like the series. People who would never care about V stuff just want it because it's a trend follow. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. First time I tuned in for one of your streams. Oh, damn. You tuned into me ranting. That's the normal, actually, for me. That's the thing. I know a lot about JJK without watching it because its hype was still there. Yeah. Demon Slayer's always popping off. Shit is massive. Simple story, simple character, simple power system. All of it has some depth, too. So that helps. Also, fuck, the animation's perfect. Yeah, pretty much. Like, if you want to say Demon Slayer is bad, I would still disagree with you because I can just say Irregular Magic High School and you'll go, oh, shit, never mind, he's right. If you want to say Demon Slayer has poorly written parts, yes. Every series has poorly written parts. Sure. I wouldn't call Demon Slayer bad. It's the same way how even though I shit talk My Hero a lot, I would still recommend it. I've always said this. I would recommend My Hero more than Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super's anime has way too many bad aspects in it that I would actually recommend something else like My Hero, right? Even though you always hear me like shit talk My Hero, but I would actually recommend it over most things. I would say My Hero enters the category of good more than mid, to be honest. But you get people calling actually great shows that are culturally massive, like fucking JJK, My Hero, and Demon Slayer. You could get people calling them mid. It's like, how? I don't know how we got to that point. The new offer of Demon Slayer add that the effects aren't actually there. Yes. I know people have said, oh, well, the author's quote doesn't exactly say that. But the problem is why would you even interpret it or imply that that could be the case to begin with? Like, I know mangakas always like to phrase things in a kind of weird way. Because mangakas believe that their own characters that they make have autonomy. Like, they don't decide. Like, everything a mangaka says about their character might not be true. Toriyama says that Goku isn't a hero. And everyone would disagree with that, right? When Gege talks about JJK characters, he always says might and probably. And people always like to meme, what do you mean might and probably? You wrote it. But it's like, yeah, that's the thing. He wrote it. He wrote his own characters. His characters have their own autonomy. He doesn't decide every action they take. They might actually just do something else. You know what I mean? So when the Demon Slayer author says, oh, the powers are like, you know, they're like spiritual. They come from within. They're not actually there. It's like, that's a direct statement. That's not that they might happen. It's like, no, it's straight up the author saying they're just not there. Okay, let's fight, I guess. Or not. People can't just like a show for being a show. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I deserve that. You should fuck me up. I deserve that. I messed up. I started the fight. That was all me. I started that fight and got stamina broken right away. Goku is an anti-antagonist. Truly. Okay. Well, I guess we're fighting for realsies now. And I have an attack limit burst glazing during upscale right now. Okay. Good back hit. Thank you, Xenoverse. Another one. Thank you. Just like the good old days of DLC 6 where the back hits never missed. What the F do you mean fictional characters don't autonomy? Separate from their character, from their creator's desire. What I mean is that every statement a creator says about their character literally cannot be true. Because Toriyama could just say, Goku is not a hero. And what would you say to that? Would you go, yeah. Would you agree with that? Oh, hello. I'm trying to think of other times where authors just make straight up weird statements about the characters that literally just don't make sense. Like the characters can decide things on their own. Like if you ask like Gege gets asked a lot in an interview like, oh, what would happen if this and this, and Gege always says stuff like Gojo would probably or Toji would probably, and people go, what do you mean probably? Well, probably because it's not a one-dimensional character. It's not some evil-ass nigga like Judge Holden, who's always gonna pick objectively the most evil thing to do. Like, it's a multi-layered character who would go, huh, would I do this because it benefits me, or would I do this because it benefits people who are close to me? Would I do this, yes or no, right? They're like, characters usually have multiple answers or responses to a thing. It's not just one direct thing and that's it. Like, Toriyama just says Goku isn't a hero. It's like, okay, I guess he's Frieza then, right? That's the only other way to interpret that. Or he's like, he's neutral. Who's a true, like, chaotic neutral character? He's like Beelzemon from Digimon. He just kills anybody and everybody so long as he gets a good fight and increases in strength. That's what Goku is now, right? Like, fuck no, obviously not. It's what I mean when I say characters have their own autonomy, that they could answer any question in multiple ways, or depending on the circumstance. It's not just one way. And an awful, like, okay, if you don't agree with characters having their own autonomy, that means when Toriyama says Goku is not a hero, you have to agree with that statement. You have to go, yes, whatever the creator says is true, right? Objectively. The Chainsaw Devil's ability changes randomly at the end of the series, yes, that's also just true, right? Like, Chainsaw Man is a sick bed of the author just changing his fucking mind whenever he feels like it. And the characters simply just have to bend to it. Are they trying to fight me? I don't even know. Anyways, let's just use this. Oh my god, you understand that having a 3D and 1D character can be good if done right? Yeah, it can be done right. That's what I mean. Like, characters they can respond to things in multiple different ways. And it can also act in multiple different ways. Gojo is a person who said he would kill the higher-ups, which is, that no matter what, sounds like an objectively evil action. But the reason is entirely good. But in a vacuum, you would just go, oh, I guess Gojo's a bad guy then. Like, if someone says, oh, JJK spoilers, Gojo kills all the higher-ups, you would go, oh, he must be a fucking twist villain. At the end of the series, they free Gojo from the prison realm, and he actually does a fucking, he does a Dark of the Moon Sentinel, and goes, actually, I made a deal with Ryoma Sukuna and Kenjaku before I got put in the prison realm, so I'm actually a secret bad guy. Like, that's what people are gonna think if you tell them that. So it's, oh, that punch. Okay, couldn't avoid that either. Goku is a hero in the regular sense, but not a superhero. No, yeah, 100% Goku's not a superhero, but the term was just Goku is not a hero, which is like, okay, nigga, okay. He made that statement after games like Dragon Ball Online came out too, where Goku was memorialized as a hero, and Toriyama oversaw that, so what the fuck? In Dragon Ball Online, there's statues of Goku. He's a hero in, like, okay, in OG Dragon Ball, like, Mr. Satan is the hero, right? The people worship Mr. Satan, all that stuff. But in Dragon Ball Online and stuff, there's like statues of Kakarot. Everyone knows who he is, you know? Super Dragon Ball Heroes, same thing. Okay, well, Toriyama's less involved with that, but you know what I mean. Out of context moment is every fictional character's bane. Yeah. Goku is Goku. You know he'd be forgetting stuff. Yeah, no, I'm giving Toriyama a pass. But he's the best example of, if you take every author statement seriously, you'll get a really fucked up, weird version of the character. Goku isn't a hero in a traditional sense, but he is a hero all the same. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of other, like, author statements that, like, don't make any sense. But the Toriyama one is the only one I've really, like, exposed myself to openly. Because I feel like other series where an author would say something that stupid, or series I would never read to begin with. Because if the author's uttering shit like that, it's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to read that. He probably meant, like, superhero. Yeah, he probably more so meant, like, superhero. You know, translations can be rough. So if anything, I'm kind of digging into an unnecessary thing. But, yeah. Gege said this about Nanami. Do you mean about where Gege says Nanami's the kind of guy to survive everything, but he kills him anyways because the situation he puts him in was one that he literally would not be able to walk out of? Yeah. The author is the one who decides what happens, because Gege was like, oh, Nanami is the kind of guy who can survive anything, and he even makes Gojo repeat that. Nanami's the type of guy who can survive anything. Then he kills Nanami, because he put Nanami in a situation where he wouldn't be able to live, and it'd be insane writing to let him walk away from that. Or you want people to say Disney Kaisen? Oh, you let one character survive? Oh, it's Disney. Why didn't the series just end with only one character surviving? What a Disney ending. Everyone should have died. Otherwise, it's a Disney ending. How was Yamcha considered a cheater, but Bulma in her OG Dragon Ball days uses her body to attract Roshi, Goku, etc.? Well, okay. Yamcha's case is worse, because cheating on someone who you are in an established relationship is worse than just flirting with a bunch of people to, like, just get by, right? Like, Bulma's obviously, you know, not great for that. But, like... Wait, what am I even doing? Who am I picking? I guess I want to be Frieza. Yeah. As a special favor to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. Pretty sure she was hitting on General Blue. I'm very sure she wasn't even going out with Yamcha during that, right? Am I insane? Wasn't she only going out with Yamcha, like, after OG Dragon Ball? Like, I don't even remember them being together when Goku was fighting Piccolo Jr. I know they're interested in each other, but they're not actually dating, right? It's kind of like Ben and... Not Ben. The fuck Ben. It's kind of like Kevin and Gwen, where they very obviously love each other, but they're not dating.
This is the end for you, Frieza!
Goku has a unique line for being Super Saiyan 4 against Final Four. That's wild, dude. I hope they buff Golden Form in Xenoverse 3. I hope so, too. Because Golden Frieza is still really, really cool in my book. Okay. They did that to Yamcha's character to make the way they chose to go with Bulma more convenient. Yeah, most likely, most likely. Like, sometimes you could tell when writing screws over a character just to make something happen. Yeah, because Yamcha would not do that. Yamcha's character consistently has been, I'm scared of women. And the only woman he can open up to is the woman who, like, relentlessly picks him and goes, look, dude, I like you, you like me. Even if you're scared, we need to make this work. And Bulma and Yamcha's relationship is supposed to be so strong that it undoes both of their Dragon Ball wish. Which is Bulma's wish to find a boyfriend and Yamcha's wish to stop being scared of girls, right? So Yamcha realistically couldn't cheat on Bulma just because of their bonds. But, I don't know, I guess the moment Bulma gave him the confidence, apparently he had that same, like rapport with like every woman who ever existed. And then he never shows that side ever again. We never see Yamcha be a player ever again. They literally just did this so Vegeta could dive into that Capsule Corp pussy. It's actually wild, but to each their own. Yamcha's son ain't saving shit, so they make drugs. Yeah, Yamcha's son ain't no damn savior. And they just fucking... It's crazy how that con goes. Oh. Okay. Is it someone's birthday? Do you mean happy birthday, Daniel? Okay. Broly, why? Why? That wasn't cool. Why did he do that? That's not cool. They needed to create Trunks, they did. That's gonna, yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna kill him because he only has 1 HP. Broly ruined it for Cooler, man. I guess we fight now. Okay. Yamcha was genuinely hoed so hard after OG Dragon Ball. He was, yeah. That was way more damage than I remember it doing. Yeah, I still like OG Dragon Ball, but side characters do get kind of like cock slapped in that. Oh, everything after. Well, I would say mostly towards the end of OG Dragon Ball, right? Because the moment you get to the Red Ribbon Army arc, I get the Red Ribbon Army is supposed to be a Goku arc, but I would have still really liked to see the others like help somewhat. Because what is it after Red Ribbon Army? After Red Ribbon Army, they revive Upa's dad, and then Demon King Piccolo. Yeah, then Demon... Wait, fuck. Red Ribbon Army, then the tournament. Then Demon King Piccolo. Okay, okay, my bad, my bad. Yamcha literally just gets cock-slapped by Tien. Krillin is there to mostly flex how much stronger Goku actually is, which is fine. He's jobbing to the main character. That's like W aura, if anything. Jobbing to the main character is W aura. No, I would really say it's only towards the end of OG Dragon Ball. And the transition into Z, where the side character starts to play like less important roles. Yamcha didn't even get the respect he deserved in OG Dragon Ball for as much as I adore it. Yeah. The problem with Yamcha is Yamcha always gets to fight the literal strongest guy in the arc every time. I swear to God. Right? Well, other than like Piccolo Jr., but the second strongest guy being Kami, right? That's kind of fucked up. Like he does the Spirit Ball. Yeah, the move is the technique's over. And then it's like, okay, Kami's like, okay, I'm gonna finish off Yamcha now. Then he reveals at the end there's one more hit. Clean hit on Kami. Kami puts up 0 defense against it. It's a clean hit. It does massive damage. Everyone goes, oh fuck, Yamcha just won. And Kami recovers with a backflip, sprints towards Yamcha. Boom, one taps him, over. It's like, nigga, the fuck? Yamcha basically landed world cutting slash and lost. Like, that's how fucking crazy that was. His sneak attack went off completely perfectly, and the enemy had no answer to it. He didn't even know what's coming. And then he loses. Like, that's crazy. Like, Yamcha really got hoed. Like, he put his heart and soul into that technique just for it to be against a guy who was like 2 billion times stronger than him, so it doesn't do him anything. He's one of the only people who doesn't even train with the Z fighters. Yeah, but that's because Yamcha he does get hoed pretty hard, right? Resurrection F doesn't do anything. Tournament power, he doesn't even train. He just keeps going, yeah, they're going to ask me to join. If I just keep acting nonchalant, they'll just ask me to join. It's like, that's crazy, dude. Can we say it's funny that in Superhero, Gohan directed points out that Goku and Vegeta dealt with everything in Super? I might need to rewatch Superhero. I don't think I remember what you mean so much by that. Can we say it's funny that ended... let's see. I'm not sure why he has such a rundown apartment in Super. What, Yamcha? I don't know, man. Isn't he a pro baseballer? Unless if he spent all of his money on, like, I don't know, Wolverine moves. So... Hey, Steve, there's stuff going around for Eyes of Heaven. Yeah, Eyes of Heaven Royale. I can't wait for that. I'm not even joking. I know people are going to go, it's just a 3D... It's just a 3D... anime arena fighter game. Nigga, it's JoJo. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Yeah, and Eyes of Heaven is one of the only anime battle royale games where they actually explore the character's unique, like, movesets. Like, what does Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash do? Sukuna can hit his teammates because he doesn't care about anybody. Gojo is just Yuji with ki blasts. Nobara is a projectile spammer. Megumi is just Yuji with summons. Nanami is just Yuji. Todo is just Yuji with swaps. It's like, nigga, oh my god, don't piss me off. That's so dry. That is so unbelievably dry. Meanwhile, in Eyes of Heaven, it's like, oh, okay. What can Jonathan Joestar do? He's just a normal, boring, bum-ass nigga. Every vampire-ass nigga takes bonus damage. And Hamon gives him faster movement speeds because he's channeling the Hamon through his fucking body too. And he has all of these other unique stat benefits. So, okay. Exactly. They made 2 versions of Kira Shikage. They play completely differently. Think about that. That's fucking insane. That's actually insane. It's the same nigga. How do you make him play differently? That's how much they cared about their movesets.
Will Wonder of You be in the next one?
Wonder of You is going to be in the next one because he's in the current JoJo game. So Wonder of You being in Eyes of Heaven R would actually fucking slap so hard. He's going to be so weird to balance though because he's going to have a mechanic where if you hit his back specifically, he just beats the dog shit out of you. Yeah. This MF Wonder of You in a 3D setting is gonna be asinine as fuck. Yeah, he's gonna be nuts. They're also gonna have the new maps too, right? They're gonna finally have all of part 8. All of the part 8 stages. What would be the final stage of part 8? Probably the hospital, right? I'm not gonna say the house. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the Josuke or the Higashikata house. I'm gonna say it's probably the hospital because that's technically the hospital to me is the real finale, right? Fucking what's that? What's the name of the guy who controls the Wonder of You? I don't even remember his name. He's such a fraud, bro. No, not Jobin. Damn, I'll never remember this nigga's name. He's just so washed. I can't remember it. Let me be Daimo Vegeta.
I'll wrap this up quickly.
Eyes of Heaven R is a thing. Apparently, it's coming out on the Switch, which okay. I think it's leaking on the Switch, and it'll come out on all consoles. But it's just been leaked as a Switch game. Because there's no way they're restricting it to just Switch. JoJo's way too big for them to be fucking around. Toru, I forgot his name because the Dragon Maid person's unironically like way more popular. Yeah, Toru. I hate to say this, man, because JoJo villains are usually so good, but Toru is such a bum. I know other people share this opinion, but I want to know what you guys think about that. I think Toru, he reveals himself to be the villain way too late in the series, and by the time he does, there's too little time to give him anything unique to do. Or anything special to do, you know? Boom. Wait, what is, this guy's final blow? I totally forgot about that. Okay. Steed versus Reggie? You mean Reggie Star? That's an easy fight. Reggie Star ain't got nothing on me. We love Baby Girl Toru. If you say so. Someone said Dragon Peak. I've still not watched a single episode of Dragon Maid. So, I'm unfortunately going to have to say you guys are going to have to restrict my Guna administration. Because I'm just a lopper. I'm a fake Guna. I guess you could call me false super Gunin. Whatever. I was trying to make it work with false Super Saiyan, but I'm just so dumb. Surprisingly, I've only got started watching Dragon Maid, even though I've been keeping up with the manga. Oh, okay. Manga reader here. There's manga readers, they exist. I say that because usually most people, when they're fans of something, they're fans of the anime, and that's completely valid. The anime is just a version of the same thing with moving pictures and music and voice acting, and that's kind of like hard to beat. That's kind of like really good, you know? If I'm lucky, he won't be able to do anything about this. Okay. Oh, I was really hoping not hit. I'm just being a brainless dickhead right now. Ah. Okay. False Edge is so quick, man. Would false Super Saiyan be considered a Super Saiyan LOP, basically? Is Toru one of those villains that's only brought up in versus debates? Pretty much. Only because of the one review, though. Does anyone have any anime recommendations? JJK, Freyrin, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Oh, that sucks that missed. I'm trying to think what else. JJK, Freyrin, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. What the fuck else is on Netflix, bro? I'm saying Netflix because I assume just most people have it.
Never stood a chance.
Never stood a chance. Or they have Crunchyroll or some shit, right? By the way, if you have a Crunchyroll subscription, actually, I'm not gonna tweak. I'm not gonna tweak. I'll be a normal nigga. I'll just say, you know what? You do you. Any way you can watch your anime, that's fine. Anime is great. It's good. Watch it. So any way you can watch it, feel free. Okay, Steeds. I'm gonna watch anime by watching it through Twitter, and then I'll give you my Twitter opinion on it. Okay. I should have specified. Let's see. Can confirm 2B Hero X is really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I'm too lazy to watch it. Bro be recommending like a Crunchyroll account? I'm sorry, I'm just a basic nigga. See, can you tell Julian to do a 360? This is the part where you guys do the copy pasta of the Venom thing, where he's like, I can't even remember the copy pasta, bro. It's that stupid like thing where they put like audio over it, and he's like, you need to bend over with your tongue sticking out with your camera at a 35-degree angle or some shit. Right? That's what you guys are doing. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. It's still funny that Crunchyroll made it so that Japanese can't access it at all. Well, they just hate Japanese niggas, I guess. I only have Crunchyroll as it's in the only place I can watch Dragon Ball. Also, it's my first watch through, but I have read the manga, so don't call me a fake fan. Too late. You have to read the manga and never watch the anime. That's the only way to be a real fan of anything. Read the manga and never watch the anime. So that way you can only have the manga-only opinion of it. So that way, anytime an anime-only feat comes up or anime-only moment, you could go, this wasn't in the manga, this sucks, this is garbage. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I saw an image of Lucy from the Wuthering Waves collab, and the song came into my head. What are your expectations for the Woo? Oh, and someone asks that right away in the chat. What are your expectations for the Woo Edge Runners collab? I know it'll be peak on every front, so I'm only just curious what they'll do for the story, because. Like, not, I was gonna say not sound like a wooer glazer, but I love glazing. I love glazing the things I like because they're actually good, and I want people to know how much I do like them. So I will keep talking about them as much as I can. But not to glaze wooer too much. I'm just waiting to see how they handle the story, right? Because let's be subjective for a second. Let's not be objective. Let's be subjective, right? A lot of people say Honkai Star Rail has a great story.
So you're God, are you?
You know, you might agree or disagree with that, but whatever. You know, we'll leave those opinions aside. Now, if Honkai Star Rail has such a great story, how did the Fate collab end up so fucked up? Sure, Saber, you know, looks nice. The attack animations look good. You know, Archer, maybe his model took a hit, but he's meta-wise very good, and he's a free character as well, so that's great. But why is the story actually awful? And this isn't subjective. The story is objectively super dog shit. Very dog shit. It's not slightly bad. It's not there's some good parts. It's just actually all the shit. And if that can happen, then who's to say it can't happen to the Wuthering Waves collab, right? Maybe the writers of both Kuro Games and CD Projekt Red will have different opinions on how a certain scene should go, and then they accidentally leave both scripts in at the same time. Or maybe they just do AI translations like Honkai Star Rail did as well. Who knows, man? There are so many reasons as to why the collab could go wrong, but if something could happen to the Fate collab to make the story bad in a game that people, you know, widely praise for having a good story, then who's to say it won't happen to Wuthering Waves, which also has had an amazing 3.0 completely. The story's been absolute friends, the whole version 3.0 update. I know people like to lop it to, oh, Renacita's garbage, but literally no one is saying that 3.0 is bad. Like, it takes not having a human soul to think Woowa 3.0 has a bad story. Like, you would literally have to have a black soul. Even Sukuna would look at that shit and go, damn. Oh shit, what I meant to say is humanity is nothing. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, look who let go of his guard because he's stupid. Highly recommend an anime called Another if you're into Final Destination. I feel like I remember that. I didn't watch it, but I feel like I remember it. Okay. Heat Wave is the most brainless move ever because if it lands once, half a health bar. And you only need to land for first hit. No one's asking you to land any of the other hits. Woowa 3.0 has a bad story. I'm laughing. I haven't seen a miss in Woowa until the school arc. You don't wait, so you like the rest of the story but not the school arc? I know a lot of people say the school arc is the best. It's so funny because it's called the school arc and has like 1% to do with school. Yeah, it's more like a university, but still it's a school. If someone said there's a university, a vis, or a school, you'd probably say a school. If someone asked you that question.
Let's go again.
Alright, Goku, relax. When you find out people legit hate Linné and Mornier's chapter specifically, that's so weird to me, because when 3.0 came out, everyone was glazing and going, holy fuck, this is amazing. But now people are going, actually, I don't like it. And Mornier's story, I feel like, is pretty unjustifiable to hate. Like, I think, if we're being honest, it's the weakest of all the 3.0 stories. But it's not a bad story, it's just the weakest one. I see. Steed, you hyped for 3.0 ZZ? I actually am hyped. I really am. Steed, I also love glazing the things I like. That means you. Dude, you guys are too powerful. You guys get me at when I least expect it. Unbelievable. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit of an anime hater these days. None of the new stuff is impressive or interesting to me. That's completely fair. I know obviously because I do Dragon Ball stuff, I'm considered an anime fan. But I feel like if you ask me my opinion on most anime, I'd go, huh? What? Oh, Cedar, you watching this? What is that? Maybe I'll watch it. Cedar, what do you think of this anime? I don't know. Like, if the anime has to literally be like the most trending thing ever for me to even check to see if it's good, right? I feel like the only anime I sought out on my own with no recommendations recently, anime, not manga, is JJK. And that might be another reason why I like it so much. Because I saw when JJK's anime opening first dropped, before the first episode dropped, I saw Panda do... I've explained this story before. I saw Panda doing parkour in the opening, and I was like, what the fuck? What the hell? Wait, what? And I remember a week before that, when the teaser for JJK's anime first dropped, people were like, oh, this is so fire! I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. And I remember distinctly the clip of Yuji jumping through the window to fight the curse in episode 1, and I was like, why are people so hyped about this? It's like fighting like ghosts, or like it's like fighting like Tokyo ghouls and shit. It's like, all right, whatever. It's another. There are demons in the world, and there is a power system to fight demons. Go fight the demons. I was like, okay, well, if it's good, then I'm happy for the people who are watching it, I guess. And then the anime's opening got officially revealed like a week after that teaser, I think. But it was like a few days before the first episode dropped. And I saw Panda in the opening do the thing where he jumps over the thing. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then something made me just watch it from that point forward. I remember when I started watching JJK, the anime wasn't even done. Like, the season 1 wasn't finished yet. I had to wait for the final episode. And I remember going, holy fuck, I think I like this. I was kind of watching it with my brain off, I'm not even going to lie. I was just kind of watching it, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh. And then when it was the week before the final episode of season 1, I was like, holy shit, wait, I like this. This is good, I like this. So I was kind of stupid. And Panda did get me into JJK. It was just seeing him do parkour that made me go, whoa, what the fuck? That's weird. I want to know what this is about. That's cool. King telling us his love story. I don't know, man. That's how I got into JJK. I saw Panda do parkour in the opening, and something about that made me go, whoa, what the fuck? That's interesting. And made me like feel like I had to watch it. Insert Megumi picking his nose. King doesn't like any anime sites from JJK and JJK. No, I like My Hero. I like Chainsaw Man Part 1. I'm still very hyped to see the rest of Chainsaw Man animated until they get to Part 2. I'm sure Mappa's going to hand off the license by the time you get to Part 2, because you have to adapt the writing inconsistencies. That's unless they're Fujimoto, and we know he doesn't give a fuck. Look at the ending of Chainsaw Man. He doesn't give a fuck. Unless if Fujimoto comes into the studio to help them, like, with the writing, the same way how Gege comes into the studio to help with JJK, and how Horikoshi comes into the studio, and how One comes into the studio for Mob Psycho, and a bunch of other shit, right? Unless if Fujimoto comes into the studio with a clear mind and goes, fuck, we need to fix these writing inconsistencies and make a coherent plot. They have to adapt literally all the plot holes too. And that's asinine that an anime has to adapt major plot holes that don't make any fucking sense. Because think about that in your mind of watching a scene. You read it, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe the anime will fix it. And you get to the anime and they leave it in and you're like, what? And you know it's coming. You know the episode hasn't dropped yet, but you know the plot hole is coming and you're like, what? Wait, they're just gonna leave that in? So there's no way Mappa's gonna hand off Part 2, I'm very sure. Part 2 of Chainsaw Man is just too ass. It's genuinely just too ass. Part 1 is fucking amazing still, but Part 2 is so ass. Part 2 is so ass, it makes Part 1 bad. And I'm being very serious when I say this. That's how, I'm not kidding. This isn't like, oh, Super is so bad, it makes me, and it retcons some stuff in DBZ, it makes me dislike some of the things in Z. It's like, okay, well, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Chainsaw Man Part 2 is actually so bad, it makes Part 1 just bad. Straight up. So, and it's gonna sound like a really like, Steed, are you sure this isn't your elitist opinion? Okay. I'm gonna do you a solid. Watch or read Chainsaw Man Part 1, and then earnestly watch and read Chainsaw Man Part 2. And your soul will tell you that something is off while you're reading it. Fujimoto rather scratches balls than fix Chainsaw Man. I think he's completely tired of Chainsaw Man. He's not gonna do a Mob Psycho where one is like, yeah, I'm in the middle of writing One Punch Man right now, but let me come in to make sure the Mob Psycho adaptation is like peak. You know, he's not gonna do a Gege that's like, yeah, I'm in the middle of Jujutsu Kaisen right now, but let me, you know, peep over every now and then to make sure that the anime is, you know, doing the right thing or fixing any inconsistencies or ever. Like, I think it's Gege's decision to remove the scaling from the from multiple dialogues, like how Nobito used to be the fastest sorcerer, or
If I have to.
fucking, I don't remember. There's a bunch of scaling that's, I'm pretty sure they removed the piercing blood Mark 1 statement from Yuji when he fights Choso specifically, because why would Choso's piercing blood be the same speed as Camo's when Choso is a stronger blood manipulation user? That doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure Gege is the one who intentionally tells him to remove those from the story. Or Mappa just goes, fuck it, remove it. Like, I wouldn't be, for example, if they don't mention now you're going subsonic in the anime, right? And then by the time we get to the legendary Mark 3 moment, right? They're probably just not going to mention it either there. Okay. For animes only, just watch the end of Chainsaw Man Part 1 and stop there. Yeah, Chainsaw Man is... What the fuck is going on with the connection? I don't even know where I am in my combo. Okay. Part 2 was going nowhere. I was full hope something would happen, never did. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I was actually a Chainsaw Man Part 2 glazer when my friends were telling me it was ass. So I know what it's like to be wrong, straight up. I know what it's like to glaze and dick ride and be wrong. And it sucks. That's why I hate Chainsaw Man so much now, because I really just I was gargling the balls. I was working the shaft. I was doing way too much on it. I was like, no, guys, come on. It's the guy who wrote Part 1. Why do you think he's gonna just fuck this up? This is obviously leading somewhere. I'm not gonna lie. I defended the hand job chapter. I really did. I really did. I defended it. I'm being 100,000,000%. I actually did. But now that the series is over, what was the point of that? Where did that lead? You know, that's why my feelings for Chainsaw Man are so like fierce, because it's like I know what it's like to be a glazer of something that doesn't give you anything. I know what it's like to just be objectively wrong and just have to suck up and deal with it. Well, of course you know what it's like, Steed. Have you seen your opinions on key canceling? Ban that guy right now. Just get him out of the chat. I'm tired of seeing your spook ass. Don't you get the message, bitch? I don't want you in your spook. But yeah, I think, okay, Andrew 18 ass shot. I think that's another major reason why I'm so fierce of Chainsaw Man, because I do know what it's like to glaze something that's just not doing anything. Like, it was going nowhere for a while, and I was like, guys, just shut the fuck up. It's the guy who made Chainsaw Man Part 1. Just be quiet. What are you guys, 5? Is this your first manga? You're not patient enough to wait for Fujimoto to cook? And then the longer it went on, I was like, oh shit. Oh fuck, I don't think this guy knows what he's doing. Oh damn it. Let me just wait one more chapter. Oh shit. He's still not doing anything. Well, maybe this time. And that just never happens. The dangers of hyping up mid? I would say it's the dangers of hyping up anything to begin with, because JJK could have also let me down like this. He didn't. I know people like to say the JJK ending is bad, but when you ask them, what do you guys dislike about the ending? They mostly mention one character's return and nothing else. And I'm not saying that this means that JJK's ending is good, and you guys can't argue with me about it. Argue with the wall. But when you ask most people what do they dislike about JJK's ending, they tell you it's the return of one character, and not actually anything else. Like, people don't have a problem with the characters fighting for their conclusion. People don't have a problem with the characters realizing their potentials. People do have a problem with one major character death. Obviously. If that character's death didn't happen, people would probably glaze JJK's ending. So, yeah, one major character death and one major character revival. Is like the most, and even the character revival is like 4 or 5 chapters before the actual end of JJK. So you can't call it the end of JJK, but people still like calling it the end of JJK because I don't fucking know. But yeah, no, JJK could have also let me down like Chainsaw Man, and I would have treated it the exact same way. The whole time JJK was ending, I was like, please don't be dog shit. 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 Let me think of some actual real critiques that I personally have with JJK's ending. And by ending, I'm just gonna say like the last like the 6 chapters. Why not? I think Yuji in particular, and it's not a problem I have with it, it's just a problem that occurs from the writing of Yuji Itadori as a character, and how much you would have to change the series to accommodate this single change. But I think Yuji awakens his abilities too late in the series. Now, the problem with that is that Yuji's abilities are hyper lethal, and Yuji isn't a killer. So what the fuck would he gain from awakening that earlier in the series? He wouldn't even use it. It just does feel a little weird that of all the protagonists that have existed in media, he gets his powers very late. Right? He gets his unique powers, I should say, very late into the series. What else? King Fight back. What Super Soul is he running? I think it's the Android 17 Super Soul, where your super attacks do like basically no damage, but you have infinite ki.
I'm done here. Time to head home.
What else was I gonna say? Damn, I'm stupid. Yuji unlocks his powers really late, which again you would have to rewrite JJK or Yuji as a character to make that not a problem. What else? Urame and Hikari. I wish we did get to see all of that fight. I really wish we did get to see all of that fight. Because you guys might know, I'm more than an Urame glazer. Dude. Alright. It might be too much information, so if you guys don't want to hear it, you can like turn the volume down for like 10 seconds. You'll know when to turn the volume back up, because I'll do a thumbs up directly to the camera, okay? So, okay, here you go. You can mute yourself now. I am such an Urame glazer. I've sworn on one of my friends, if I go to an anime convention and an Urame cosplay makes a move on me, gender regardless, I'm digging in. That shit don't matter. Okay, you guys can unmute now. You can unmute. All right, there you go. So I really did want to see... I did really want to see all of Hikari versus Urame. And I still do, because we have no proof that Hikari is Yuta's level, other than they said so. And Urame's fight would have been a really good way to show it, as well as showing how strong Urame is. I warned you guys. I didn't warn you guys. I warned you guys. And we have no, like, yeah, it hurts Hikari scaling to say he's Yuta's level when we don't get to see all of his ability. And it does kind of hurt Urame's credibility as like Sukuna's right hand when we also don't get to see Urame's like everything. The anime will fix that. Let's be real, the anime will 100% fix that. So it's not too much of a problem, but it's one of the problems I do have with the end of JJK. What other problem do I have? Let him cook. See, okay, some of you here are actually agreeing with me. Thank you. For the rest of you, you're real as fuck. Urame and Kirara not having their genders confirmed. No, Urame did get their gender confirmed. Gege did confirm that Urame was in the Heian era. Urame, is that a spoiler? I don't know if I should say that. I don't know if it's an actual... People might actually care. Do you guys care about what gender Urame is, if I spoil that? Kirara's never gets confirmed, so you either just go with Kirara's femboy or trans. It depends on how gay you think Hikari actually is. I think Hikari is gay, but I'm also willing to accept that you can make a binding vow to transition, because it's the JJK verse, so there's no way you wouldn't be able to do that. So yeah. Not gonna lie, that's how I feel about Nicole from ZZZ. Based. Okay. Some of y'all don't know how Steed really gets down. Why'd you put the gorilla emote? What else was I gonna say? Damn it. Okay, wait. More endings. What else do I have a problem with the ending? You don't get to see Hikari and Urame, Yuji's power progression. Oh, there is one specific character interaction we never got to see. And okay, this isn't one that people don't bring up. This is one that I always talk about, right? it's a spoiler, so I don't want to mention it, but there's a specific character interaction that I really wanted to see with Choso, and another character, and we never get to see it. And I think it would have been really, really cool. It's just, it doesn't ruin the series for me. It's just something I would have really wanted to see. I'm disappointed that we never got it. And it does make me feel like Gege's writing regarding that whole dynamic feels kind of off with it. I don't know, maybe Gege doesn't have siblings. I have no idea. But I feel like Gege's writing when it comes to that dynamic was really off for me. I would have liked to see more chemistry with Choso. And a specific other character, but we never get it. What else? Damn it. Okay, let me just think of how the chapters go. Okay, the character's return chapter, I should say. The character who has the major return, without obviously spoiling it or saying anything, right? The character who has the major return, I don't have a problem with that, because again, from a writing standpoint, just like Yuji Itadori, if you confirm that character is alive or around at any point, it literally takes all the stakes away from the final fight. Because you'll just go, oh, okay, there's no problem then. Right? The reason why that final fight is so scary for so many readers, because JJK already earns the reputation of anybody can fucking die. And they really do follow through with that. So if that character was alive in the final fight, you would go, oh, well, there's no problem then. The good guys are gonna win, and everyone will just survive because this character is OP as fuck, and they'll just win for them, right? That's why I don't have an issue with that revival, because there's no other way to do it. If you confirm the character is okay before the final fight happens, the whole final fight, people are just gonna wait for the character to jump in and just win. And if you confirm the character is okay in the middle of the final fight happening, the character's just gonna jump in and end the fight. So it can literally only happen at the end of the fight to confirm that the character is okay. When the fight's already over, that's the only time to do it, because at any other point, people will just go, oh, it doesn't matter then. The good guys are alright, and they'll just win. Look at the passion coming from him. He loves this shit. Wait, what do you mean? See, he's the BBC king for a reason? What are you guys talking about? Are you guys still talking about Kirara and Urame? Okay, I guess no one really cared about it. I'll mention the Urame thing. Urame in the Heian era was born a male, because, yeah. But Kenjaku, ooh, no, Culling Games is animated, so I can actually mention this. You guys would know that some people in the Culling Games actually incarnate on top of other human beings that exist, and Kenjaku literally doesn't give a fuck if you incarnate on a gender that is opposite to what you were born with in the Heian era. So Urame was born a dude, but reincarnates into a woman's body in modern JJK. So the Urame you guys have all seen is a woman. Boobs, you know, all of that stuff, right? But Heian era Urame, which you guys have never seen, had the dick and balls. So you guys won't be able to tell. And if you've looked at any Urame corn, let's just say, there's a 50% chance that you might be gay, because you don't know which one is which. So I'm sorry to inform you, you might be gay. But it's, guys, look, I grab you on the shoulder. Look, it's fine. It's Pride Month, all right? You're allowed to be gay. There you go. Also, Urame potentially, yes, I said potential. Get your Megumi jokes out of the way. Urame potentially might have the biggest chest in JJK. So it's funny. Urame went from being a man to possibly having the biggest boobs of all the women. Gege truly does the grossest things. So... Steve, what are you on right now? Yuji went from having no cast technique to having 2 RCT subdomain. Yeah, no, Yuji went from having a pretty small bag to having a pretty big bag. Dicking them down regardless. I don't know why that matters. Shh. Let's just say that's not relevant. Okay, bro, you veered off course. What are we talking about again? Oh, yeah, the ending. The character's return, I don't mind. Oh, here's one small problem I have, and I think the anime will adjust it. And, okay, It's going to be a hot take because you guys know I'm a JJK Glazer. And even I somewhat disagree with this opinion because thematically it makes sense. But I do need more than themes and such. And it's something I've seen no one bring up because I guess people haven't really thought about it. And it's a hot take. You guys can ignore this because even I disagree with this take sometimes. But I'm going to say it because it's something I do think about often. I think the way Sukuna gets beaten is kind of lame. Right? Might be a weird hot take. You probably haven't seen too many people say it because I haven't seen anyone else say it. I think the way Sukuna gets beaten specifically is a little lame. Not the way he loses, but specifically the final hit. The final hit is the only thing I have a problem with. Because it's too standard. Gege is on the same level. I'm going to say this. Gege is on the same level as Araki. Yes, the JoJo guy. No. Araki. Yeah, Itagaki is the Baki guy. Gege is on the same level as Araki when it comes to extremely interesting ways for a fight to end. And the Sukuna one thematically makes sense. 100% it makes sense. No one is... Themes, it's 100%. The themes are theming so hard that even Chainsaw Man is shaking in its boots. Right? But in terms of, like, uniqueness, it's like... I mean, it's alright. Like... I expect the anime to wank the fuck out of it and add more hype aura, so it'll probably fix that small problem I have with it. The anime will probably turn the final hit into a fucking giant nuclear fucking city slashing fucking attack. That just, like, you see space-time get cracked, and you see the one above all from Marvel himself look down and go, damn, that nigga's kind of good. And you can give Yuji upscales based on that alone, right? But in the manga, I think it's a little ite. The way Sukuna gets beaten. Thematically, it's really fucking cool, obviously. That Sukuna underestimated to Yuji like that. Even to the very end. He should have... Big boy, he should have wisened up. You know? But I do think it's a little lame. Just a tiny bit. That's it. That's all my... Oh, the Simple Domain chapter, I don't think there should have been a whole chapter on Simple Domain. I get why they need to explain it, otherwise people are going to go, there's a plot hole where everyone could just do Simple Domain now. That's a plot hole. If Gege was such a good writer, he wouldn't have plot holes. But Gege's trying to not have any plot holes, so that's why he made the Simple Domain chapter. I don't think it should have been a whole chapter, but Gege, he did that in an interview. He does actually mention, I sometimes worry that people really have a hard time understanding Jujutsu Kaisen, even when he makes it as simple as possible. So I think the only reason why that ended up being a whole chapter was because Gege was genuinely worried that people were too stupid to understand it. Otherwise, it would have probably just taken up a tiny bit of a few pages. Because I don't think that should be a whole chapter. They kind of over-explain it. It feels like I'm sitting through a Genshin Impact story. It's like, yes, I get it. I understand. Oh, it's still going? Okay. Okay, are we done? Oh, it's still going. Okay, all right. You know, it feels like that. The final punch was a very tired punch because of how fucked up both sides were. Yeah, in all fairness, it was a very tired punch because, like, I wouldn't even be surprised if they animated the end of Yuji versus Sukuna like Simone versus the Anti-Spiral. Where it's just two niggas slugging out and they don't do like super special powers while they're hitting each other. It's just two niggas beating the shit out of each other with like great animation and it's like really visceral, right? I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way they animate it. Because of how tired they are. I do wish, like, that's one of the only times I want slightly more hype and aura. Like, I can do without hype and aura, but that's one of the only times I would like slightly more hype and aura. A lot of the issues with JJK's ending come off a little better with a reread. I'm sure the anime will make stuff better. Yeah, the anime will 100% make stuff better. The anime has done a lot of things to make the writing better already for a lot of scenes. By just making things a bit more cleaner, making things a bit more concise. All that stuff. Because animes don't have to suffer the weekly deadline. Gege can now accurately say, actually, now that I've reread this part, let's change this a tiny bit. And they'll go, okay, yeah. And then there you go, it's done. Like that's it. Right? Even the small stuff the anime does redo, it's literally only very tiny redos. It's not like a big redo. So it shows that Gege still has faith in his original story, but he knows that some things do need to be tweaked. And, you know, that's why I have such an easy time glazing JJK, because when the author realizes, oh, fuck, I fucked up, we gotta go bold, he actually does go bold. He actually does commit to stuff. And he was also worried about his show having inconsistent power scaling. That stuff, like, he nerfed Black Flash, if that makes any sense. Black Flash used to be, like, some stupid, like, a trillionth of a second activation, but I think it got changed to a millionth. And also, Black Flash, I think, okay, it's not said in the series, but Gege himself thinks a Black Flash being... to the power of 2.5 is too fucking high, because I don't know how to explain this to you guys. A Black Flash being to the power of 2.5 means it's not just a critical hit. It'd be the same thing as turning off the fucking game for the opponent if you connect it. It wouldn't be, oh shit, he landed a crit on my Pokemon and now it's dead. It would be, my game crashed when he hit me. It would be way too much. No one would survive it. Not that, okay, no one wouldn't survive it, but it would make it so that a lot of Black Flashes in the series would just outright kill their opponent in one hit. Which means you either want to say, okay, Gege made it too high and it's probably not that high, or you upscale JJK's durability. But Death Battle didn't do that. They just said, fuck you. So, yeah. What else? No, that's it. That's really it. JJK doesn't have any plot holes. I've seen people try to make up plot holes like, oh, Todo should be able to do soul damage because he trained under Yuki. Okay, why can't Yuki do soul damage? Huh? What's that? Oh, it's almost like you need an out-of-body experience for it to occur, or you need to have someone be inside of your fucking body to even get an understanding of it. Wow. There's a lot of plot holes that people make up for JJK, but there really isn't any. Oh, Sukuna's finger should be destructible. Are you telling me a 200% Holo Purple wouldn't destroy it? Yes. It needs to survive for 1,000 fucking years. You making an attack in your backyard isn't going to undo an 1,000-year binding vow. That's fucking moronic. So, yeah, that's it. I've glazed JJK enough. I say that I'm still going to glaze it some more in the next stream. You know what? I yapped. Let's do one more fight. I yapped. You guys deserve another fight. I yapped way too much. Motherfuckers will say the ending sucks, and then when you ask them why, they'll say the merger should have happened. I hate the merger response so much, man. Oh, the merger should have happened. Oh, okay, so that means you think a good ending would be if Cell won the Cell games. No, why did you say that? Oh, that means you think a good ending would be if Frieza became immortal. Oh, why did you say that? Because the merger is a lose condition. It's not a cool thing that we need to see. It's a lose condition. If it happens, that means the good guys lost and the series is over. I don't know why people were talking about the merger like it would be a small-time event. Nigga, it's a lose. You lose if it happens. I wish we got to see what happened when Frieza destroyed Earth and killed Vegeta. That's a loss. Oh, I wish we could have seen Beerus destroy Earth in Battle of Gods and kill everyone. That's a loss. You lose. I wish we could have seen what would happen if Goku lost Tournament Power. Like, nigga, shut up. Oh my god. People yapping about some damn merger because they want to look at some random giant curse that isn't even confirmed to exist when the merger happens. Too much of JJK's things is just people not being able to read. I'm so sorry. I don't want to sound like I'm just glazing it by saying the people can't read. That's the only reason why there's problems. But so many of the problems with JJK are just fake. These people would love the Goku Black ending. Exactly. Oh, why didn't we get to see what would happen when the Zero Mortals plan is finished? Like, nigga, that's the good guys losing. Why are you... What the fuck? You realize the merger only happens when everyone is dead and the world is in ruin. What kind of stupid-ass answer is that? Like, that's just genuinely a moronic answer. I love Broly's Bomb Ki Blast, bro. It's literally just cheating. Wait. Yeah, he panicked, see? Broly's Bomb Ki Blasts are literally cheating. Oh, I was hoping it would come back. That's why I stood there like a nincompoop. All right. I'm trying to think. What other plot hole do people make up for JJK's ending, or just for JJK in general? Oh, this isn't a plot hole, but it's a kind of hot topic. People think Sukuna is, for lack of a better word, a really big fan of sex without consent, and I'm gonna give a pass. I think this is a completely fine take to have if you haven't finished the JJK. If you think Sukuna is a big fan of non-consensual sex and you haven't finished JJK, that's an okay take to have, because you literally don't know his character at that point. That's fine, right? You couldn't have read JJK or finished it if you think that. When you finish it, you know, okay, he literally only cares about killing human beings and sometimes eating them. And even then, eating them might be metaphorical for the fact that everything the world gives him, he literally chews it up and spits it out, or chews it up and swallows it, right? He's a destroyer. So I'm willing to give people a pass when they say Sukuna is this and he isn't, so long as they haven't finished the series. Because he's evil. He's super duper evil. It would be normal to think, oh, well, that's just another crime to add on to him because he's evil, right? But that's not the type of evil he is. And it's one of those things that you understand only from, like, you know, continuing the story. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I'll give people a pass for that. That's like, oh, that's reasonable, right? That's like a lack of information. You can't give someone shit for saying that if they literally just don't know. He's eating them, and then he's gonna eat me. Oh my god. Oh. That move does a lot of damage. I just don't want to take that. Well. That might be, I was gonna say, that sounds problematic. You should probably do something about that. Oh, that probably does more damage than my grab did to him. That's crazy. Me getting hit by that heat wave genuinely did more damage than my grab did. Okay. Oh, he's Super Saiyan God. No wonder he does so much basic attack. I was hoping you wouldn't be able to see it. Very interesting direction to attack Broly. I'm sorry. You served yourself up on a silver platter. I'm so sorry about that. The range just wasn't far enough. Sukuna can eat me if he lets me eat Urame out. Okay, alright. That's kind of based, but what I'm actually going to say is get in line. The Gojo clan is kind of relevant outside the Gojo, even though we would get nothing worthwhile because everything interesting about them is Satoru Gojo. Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's a completely fine take to have. Everything interesting about the Gojo clan is Satoru Gojo. The Gojo clan literally determines its strength by if a six-eyed limitless user is born. Gege even said so in a recent interview that the moment a six-eyed limitless user is born, they're the head of the clan because they're literally the strongest, so there's no reason to just not do that. Gojo clan is a very quiet clan. They really do just kind of go, we have an OP-ass nigga on our side who does all of our things for us, so we don't really care. The Camo clan is god tier at destroying curses because they have literally poisonous blood against curses. That's probably why they're so high up. And the Zenin clan is just... The Zenin clan is kind of fucked up. They're doing a lot of weird shit in that clan, like possibly incest. So they can keep the 10 shadows and heavenly restriction in the family. Well, they don't care about the heavenly restriction. They see it as a bane, but really it's a benefit to the Zenin clan, right? Like a good example is Zenin clan is one of the only other things in the setting we know that created something similar to Sukuna because of how fucked up they are, which would be Maki and Mai. That's a tiny bit of a spoiler. I'm not going to go too far into it, but Maki and Mai is the closest thing we get to a Sukuna related person or a Sukuna related kind of birth in JJK, right? And what did they do? They treated both Maki and Mai like shit. So Maki really could have just ended up like another Sukuna. I mean, look at what she did to the Zenin clan, right? Literally no feeling, no soul, no emotion. It wasn't even like, oh, I'm fighting because it's fun. It's literally just, I'm fighting because I fucking hate all of you. Like Sukuna enjoys fighting, sure, but he hates humanity more than he actually enjoys fighting. He's just a guy who can find joy in the little things, you know? Kugisaki clan solos, so true. So freaking true. Alright, I think that's a pretty good place to end it, right? Oh, our man donated $2 super chats. Do you think we can see Rise of Hydra at... Oh, I totally forgot that was supposed to come out. Maybe? Maybe we'll see that? I don't know. I have no faith for that game now that the Wolverine game is coming out. I mean, I would still... I know people feel iffy about the Marvel games with real graphics ever since that one game. The Avengers, I think. But I'm hyped for the Wolverine game. I'm not sure about the other one. About the Hydra one. I wish JJK had a sequel where we see the main characters from the main series fighting and evolving while fighting new antagonists. Oh my god. Here's my main problem with any potential JJK sequel that would be before Modulo but after the regular series. Again, to me, a manga reader, it is heavily implied that Yuji, and I'm being serious when I say this, you guys can call me a Yuji Glazer and that's fine. That's okay. Call me a Yuji Glazer, actually. I won't even argue against it. It's heavily implied at the end of the series that Yuji could be Sukuna level. Not Yuta level. Not Gojo level. Sukuna level. Now, does that mean he would beat Gojo or Sukuna in a real full health fight? No, it doesn't. They both have way better domain knowledge than he does, and domains really are the end all be all of a massive scale fight, of a fight between two top tiers, right? But there are specifically 2 lines in one chapter that back this up. One of the Yuji vs Sukuna chapters, Sukuna actually straight up says, does he intend to climb up to my level? Sukuna's acknowledging that Yuji is getting stronger, and he thinks Yuji is trying to reach his level so they can, as a way to spit in Sukuna's face. Because Sukuna sees every action taken by a human being as something against him, because he hates humans, just by being a human. So Yuji, you know, doing better in the fight, he's like, oh, he intends to climb up to my level. And at the literal end of that chapter, the narrator, the text box at the end, the narrator, the editorial, whatever you want to call it, that text box at the end says, don't just reach the king's level, surpass it. It's don't just meet him, go beyond him, right? Not saying that means Yuji's stronger than Sukuna, but at the very least, the narrator is implying he is very close to Sukuna's level, to the point where you could argue he might surpass it. He's not Yuta's level, so that's why I get so tired of hearing Yuta versus Yuji, because what? That's it. I just wanted to mention that about my Yuji glaze, because I can't never get enough of glazing Itadori. The king. Oh, dog, no, Stefan, just chill. Don't say that. Don't. It's not about me. It's not about me. Okay. Boom. Steve, would the Omega level mutants from X-Men be considered special grades in JJK? Easily. The problem is that special grade is such a bad category, because Omega level mutants are way beyond special grade, but special grade is the highest category, so I don't know. Yeah, that'd be the only way to do it. Butcher says, why is the stream so early? That's a question for another time. Yuta clears Yuji in the main series, but is fodder in the sequel. I'm just gonna let you think that. I'm not gonna argue with you. I won't lie. For most of the series, Yuta does clear Yuji. Yes, I'm not gonna even argue with that. Not gonna argue with that. I easily put down my chest piece. I think awakened Yuji with all of his kits at full HP. Because I want to remind you, when awakened Yuji really starts going apeshit, he can't heal anymore. He literally cannot. He is not on his full power. He's stronger than he was before, but he's not at his apex. He's not at max energy. He can't even heal anymore. And remember, healing for him is easier than it is for any other character because of the make of his creation, right? So awakened Yuji's actual full power is very, very, very fucking high, but we just never get to see it. I rest my peace that awakened Yuji with all of his kits would beat Yuta. Before that point, even regular Shinjuku Yuji, I don't think would beat Yuta. Shinjuku Yuji, with his ability to manipulate the soul, he would have to... Yes, Yuta is not soul aware, but Yuta would just murk him in the domain expansion outright. So, yeah. But I think Awakened is definitely too much for Yuta. Steve, hover over swimsuit 18 now. This nigga said now, like he's ordering me to do it. You know what? It's the end of the stream, and I've forced you guys. I've put you guys in a giant yap session, so you deserve this. There you go. I mean, if you guys wanted a really crazy physique, should have went to Dragon Ball FighterZ. So, play RE5 with Butcher. I do need to do that. Oh, but tomorrow it's gonna be Summer Games Fest. So, Steve, the live stream for 3.0 ZZ is coming in 2 days. Really? I thought they were gonna... Oh, they'll probably tease ZZ 3.0 Summer Games Fest, then the live stream will happen after. Okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think that far ahead. But I think that's a good place to end it now, right? Pretty sure. I can't think of anything else to yap about other than glazing Yuji some more. And it's all over the screen. You guys are beasts, bro. Show Vidal next. Hey, I can only do one, okay? Just do RE5 after Summer Games Fest. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, time to eat food, I guess. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'll go eat something. Unfortunately, I've got work most of the week, so I'm gonna miss it. Ah, that's a shame. I don't know if I don't think I'll stream some again. If I do stream it, I would probably stream it just on Twitch with like no face cam. That's it. So that way I can still like record it in case if they show Dragon Balls, you know, it's free, and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to upload that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, that's what I do. That's my job. You know what I mean? Maybe, but I'm gonna say don't expect me to stream. If you don't expect me to stream, it's way easier for you guys' hearts when I don't stream. Okay, so just don't expect it. But that's a good place to end it. I do love you all. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream, and I will see you fellas tomorrow for Summer Games Fest. Hopefully we see some cool stuff, and that will be it. I do love you all, guys. Leave a like on the stream. Don't forget to subscribe to the Greatly Sports channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Rank the special grades before Yuji, bruh. Okay, fine. Real quick. Bottom of special grade Geto, top of special grade Gojo, second top of special grade Yuki, third is Yuta. Is that it? That's it, right? Geto at the bottom, Yuta, Yuki, Gojo. There's no one else, right? If we're not counting modular Yuji, then yeah, that's all of them. That's how I think it goes. Yuki hits too hard for Yuta to do anything about it. She also knows domain expansion, so she would counter his domain. There's no way her and Garuda don't completely murder the fuck out of Rika as well. So yeah. That's how I would rank them. Alright. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.